Woo. Holy crap, do I hate Toronto so much. You don't understand. This music is quite whimsical. We're gonna close it. Hello, everybody. I can't believe I made it, like, on time. Transition. Hello, friends. When was the last time I did this? 2 days ago? I think. How's everybody doing? I will regale you with a story. My hair is kind of, you can kind of see it's a little gross, but it's because I was caught in a torrential downpour. Because Toronto sucks. Toronto sucks so much. And now it's really, really friggin' humid. Yeah, I was after work, I was like, okay, I have a bit of time. It was like 5:30 when I was leaving work. I could run down the street and I can go to TNT and I can pick up some stuff so I could try to make some rice balls. And then I got everything. I spent a little bit more time in there than I thought I would, but guys, let me give you a piece of advice. You know how at the beginning of a grocery store you could take a cart or like a basket? I recommend, even if you're going in, take one of those. I have found that anytime I've gone to a grocery store and my goal was to get 3, maybe 4 items that I could carry with my hands, right? So all I wanted was seaweed, sesame oil, and 2 packs of seaweed, sesame oil, and like soy sauce. That's kind of all I wanted. So I was like, okay, I could carry this all with my 2 hands. But then I was like, oh, look, there's shrimp crackers. Oh my god, there's Kewpie mayo. Oh goodness, I can get like random thinly sliced meats. I started like piling some stuff on. I was like, oh my god, I can't carry all this. So I had to regrettably put things back. But we got what we wanted. But the moment I left the store, it was pouring rain. And Siri this morning didn't tell me. She said, "Oh, it's like 22 degrees, gonna feel like 32." And I was like, "Oh my god, that is hot." Okay, no problem. She didn't tell me it was gonna rain until like 3 in the afternoon when I was already at work and I had left home without my umbrella. Like, what am I supposed to do? Thanks, Siri. So fantastic. All right. So we're going to get down to brass taxes here. So my plan initially was to, stream 4 days this week. Do, because there's 8 rounds of Magic that we were going to cover. I was going to do round 1 and 2 on Monday, round 3 and 4 today, then round 5, 6 tomorrow, and then 7, 8. Sorry, I skipped Tuesday. So I was going to do like 2 games each day until Friday, right? And then Friday, I was maybe going to try to play a face-to-face or try to get out those 1K videos. Turns out, the commentary that I already did, I have to re-record all of the intros because we changed the starting time for the Legacy of the North Invitational. So I'm going to do a quick announcement because that's a nice segue. August 10th, people. August 10th. Hear ye, hear ye. I wish I had a bell. I only have a train whistle. But yes, August 10th, Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. is when we are going to start the live commentary for the top 32 Legacy of the North Summer Invitational. Yeah, so it's not an open. It is an invitational. You have to have an invite. Again, not all of them are actually going to be the top 32 players in the area because some of us can't make it. Some people have plans already. Some people aren't interested. So we knock it down. So generally, it's around. You see like the top. I'd probably say like 40. You can see up to the top 40 players, or at least grinders, in the Southern Ontario area. So yeah, that's happening August 10th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find the main stream on twitch.tv/ETB Canada. Then I will be doing a backup stream here on this channel, youtube.com/@lazymtg. That one is probably going to be delayed because for some reason, I can't get my multi-output stream working. So I can't output to YouTube and Twitch at the same time without using something like Restream, where I'm not going to pay for it because I'm dirt broke. I'm dirt broke and I am not monetized yet, so we can't pay Restream to remove that ugly little watermark, and I'm not willing to have it on there because it's free advertising. So I'm probably just gonna have a second computer, really really what's the word I'm looking for? Scuffed. It's gonna be so scuffed. I'm just gonna have another PC. Just gonna plug in a capture card, and I'm just gonna capture card the main PC, and we're gonna do a restream. So that's gonna be on the YouTube channel. I have to find a way. So if you guys are gonna watch on YouTube, I want to thank you in advance. However, I will give a pre-warning, and I'll do this for every stream or every announcement where leading up to the invitational. If you're going to be watching on the Lazy MTG channel, it is a very high chance that the commentators will not address your questions or comments. And I know that's a real bummer, but I will do my best to find a way for them to get a view of the YouTube chat. If not, you can always jump over to the mainstream, which is ETB Canada on Twitch, and they should have a screen to be able to address chat and everything that way. Okay, with all of that out of the way, we can continue watching. This is the approximate time where we stopped before. I don't know. I want you guys to see this? Okay, we're gonna do a little change here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna disable that. We are going to do a window capture. I'm gonna name it VLC. Okie doke. Ooh, Boom, baby. That is what we're talking about. So now you guys don't have the ugly control panel at the very bottom. Woof! Yaha! It works. All right. So let me know how the volume is. I'm pretty sure I am much louder than the commentators. So for those of you that are just joining us, and you guys didn't, I did very poorly advertise the last stream. It was very last minute. Like I clicked stream, had everything set up, and I completely forgot to announce that I was going live. Anywho's it. If you guys didn't watch that, that's totally fine. I will adjust it here. Or I guess I'll give some behind the scenes tidbits. So in this event, usually I do the commentary for the videos on the channel, right? I hope you guys, recognize my voice. Dave is the secondary, second most commentating person. Actually, I guess Will is the second most voice you hear. No, I think we've done more casual commentaries with Dave than we've done streams with Will. But maybe we will have, if you guys enjoy Will, maybe we'll have him on way more often. So we're gonna skip through this 2 minutes.
Classic blue white.
Oh yeah, okay, baby. So actually, we'll do 2 minutes of talking. So I'll transition back to this just because I don't want to display that timer. But basically, I usually do the commentary, but this time around, I wanted everything to go smoothly, and I was gonna run production, and I got 2 dedicated commentators so that everything could run smoothly. So the dedicated commentators for the event that we're covering today, or talking about today, are Will Sorley and Dave Marino. Dave Marino you should be familiar with at this point, but Will we typically only have when we're doing streaming. On August 10th, it will be live commentary as well. So it's live gameplay and it's live commentary. Asterisk. There's an asterisk. Okay, it'll be live commentary throughout the entire day, no matter what. But live gameplay, asterisk. Okay? But basically, they're gonna be 2 different. It's still gonna be Will. Will is a fantastic host, and I was able to book him all throughout, or all the days that I wanted for these big events. So that was the 3K and the Invitational for the summer. Was able, and luckily enough, we got him. And the second person on commentary doing the analytical is Stephen Lau, and we feature him a ton because he does very well in these events, and he's he's actually very good at speaking, at least explaining thought. But what we're going to see right now is something that is a new introduction, a new piece of content that we were trying to introduce, and that is the deck text. So this time around, if you watch the older streams, right? The first one had me and Will, and that was the very first time we were doing commentary, but I was also running production at the same time. And it was a lot to handle because I had to communicate with the store staff because the feature match is actually located in another room so that they don't hear the commentators, right? So having to communicate with the staff to make sure that they can then play. So to make sure that the players can start and go whenever we're ready, or to make sure we're ready whenever the players are, it gets very disconnected. And that I wanted to fix because the employees, they're not just dedicated to running the event. They are also, doing their jobs. They're running a store as well. So they're doing all that on top of running this event in support of us. So the second time around, I contacted Will a little bit too late, and I wasn't able to book him, so I had to do commentary and production alone, still communicating with the store staff to make sure everything runs smoothly. So this time around, getting everything organized very early on able to get Will, able to get another commentator, so that now I can do everything, right? I can have my little puppet strings. I can direct Will and Dave. I can screen transition them perfectly like timed. I can do all of the OBS or Streamlabs screens. I can control everything that you guys see. I can direct the feature match players. There's 2 feature match tables. One is the main feature match that we watch, and then one is the backup camera. On top of all of that, I took it upon myself to try to do a deck tech area, which is what you guys are seeing right here on screen. I guess down here. But yeah. So I think it was like very interesting to deck tech people. So unfortunately, I'm still working out all the kinks and the details on how to do all this. But the way I had it was that because a lot of the times the backup matches were finishing earlier than the main match, because like we're still on a small local scale, right? It's not like we're a big time event. I can't really do a time. I guess I could do a time delay, but I don't really want to piss everybody off. Like in this tournament, we had a cutoff at 64. We ended up accommodating extra people showing up. We bumped it over 64, meaning we did 7 rounds of Swiss and then a cut to top 8, which in one day is a lot of Magic to play. So in order to keep everybody kind of happy, I tried my absolute best to keep the feature match players playing within a reasonable amount of time as the regular players. Like they're playing at the same time as everybody else. And luckily, the feature matches didn't really go to time a lot. That was pretty lucky, actually. A lot of the times when people went to time, it was people in the other room playing with everybody else. But basically, in the deck techs, we featured people who was playing in the or in the backup matches because they didn't really get to be featured unless they were doing really well, and then they went from backup match to main feature match. So this is like, you know, I felt bad a lot of the time when they were finishing a lot faster and their footage is not going to be viewed, it's not going to be captured, and you know the whole thing about like the main thing for a feature match is to highlight everybody, right? Is to give them that special, like, oh, this is my time, I get to play, everyone's going to get to see me play, I can go back and review it. When that doesn't happen, I feel pretty like guilty, and I'm like, I really want to show people off, so I kind of picked and chose people to do deck techs, especially people that we don't see often. So Chris here on screen, this is the first time I've ever met. I don't want to. This is kind of dark to say, but I've never heard of Chris. But he was here. He came out to play. He made an effort. So you know what? He's a fresh face, and he was using proxies, which I'm a huge fan of. I'm gonna throw him onto like a deck tech or a feature match as much as I can. I didn't learn my lesson though. My big lesson that I learned from doing this is I figured out that I could record camera footage while also using the camera as a feature match camera. So now I have a plan where I'm going to... It should have occurred to me the first time around. I thought I would record the main feature match so that I can do my own commentary over it later. But I'm like, wait, if these guys are doing such a great job doing commentary on the feature match, why would I then do commentary on the same game? People aren't going to want to watch the same game twice unless it's like crazy. And even if it's crazy, it's better to have them doing all the work and doing the commentary for it. So stupid me and not using my noggin on the day of, what I should have done is I should have recorded the backup matches. And that opens 2 things. First, I get to do commentary on fresh new games and give it to you guys, and it's just more content for you. Second, I can give my first... That's not a good way to say it. I can try, if I'm not too overwhelmed with running everything else, I can try doing time-lapsed magic. So I can record the match, and then I can quickly throw it, like speed it up, throw it in, and then commentators can commentate over that match. That's something I'll have to figure out. I don't know if I can do it with the current number of people helping me. So right now it is 2 commentators, myself, and then sometimes I have a staff member as backup when they're not too busy. I think I would need 1 person dedicated to focus on the time-lapse magic. So that's getting, like, turning off the camera, taking out the card, splicing it together, because if it's like a 50-minute match and you're basically recording it into an MP4 format, it's going to cut it up into 30-minute segments. So you're going to have to splice it together, then you're going to have to time lapse it, and then you're going to have to get it onto a disc, like a disk drive, like a USB, so that we can read it while we can also plug in the original card back into the camera so it's ready to record again. So that's a lot of work for me to do while also running the stream, making sure that the commentary is good, and then making sure future matches are in sync. Another thing that we have to cover is something I haven't figured out how to address are judge calls, or ways, like if commentators catch something and they're telling it to the audience, I don't know, and the feature match doesn't know. So it's kind of like almost like a pseudo judge call. Sometimes they'll shout and then I'll hear it and then I'll go see what's up. But that's not a good way to do things. And I think this can all be solved by using headsets. But I am not experienced. I am not an AV person. I don't know how any of that works. After talking with Anurag Das, who's NZMTG, he said that he uses Discord, but I think that's primarily for when he's running the production in one area and then his commentators are remote, because then he can hear what they're saying, and then he can talk to them whenever he needs to by unmuting. I guess we could do the same thing here, but then I don't have extra headsets. That's all big cost. That's another thing that I would have to run is a Discord, and then I would have to be running around with my make it look like I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But yeah, all right. So that's a little tidbit of behind the scenes. Let's get into gameplay. This is another thing. I couldn't figure out what was going on with the titles. I think when we copied and pasted the scenes, the names, we used the wrong paste function on the names. So whenever we were updating one scene or one name, it would update it for all instances. And that's why Chris's name is up there and not Dave's.
We had a 1K a couple weeks ago, right? I think we're having even the larger tournament, the Invitational, the Legacy of the North Invitational here on August 10. Coming up. And that's point-based. How does that kind of work?
Drink my trusty Coke Zero.
So whenever you play the locals,
my soda streamed Coke Zero. Alrighty. Let's skip ahead. If you guys want to hear their commentary, you can. I don't know how long the VODs will stay up, but maybe I'll just re-upload the straight up VODs onto the YouTube channel. Oh, maybe I'll just splice it, because it's cut up into different sections, because we had a lot of there's a few technical problems where I just had to cut Streamlabs completely, and then so yeah, there's 3 videos. I'll splice them together and I'll throw up the full VOD. Hopefully, I'll get their permission to do it first, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, you can watch it 2 ways. You can watch it. I'm pretty sure they'll give me permission to do it, so I'll ask them if they give me the okay. I'll post it so you can watch the VOD 2 ways. You can watch it all the way through, or you can watch it with my shitty commentary over the commentary. Teehee. All right, player 1 side, we have Kevin Green. Player 2 side, we have Federico Prado. So I think this is I don't know what Federico's on, actually, but I know Kevin is playing some type of Eldrazi Stompy. Whether it is just there's a lot. It seems like there's a lot of versions. There's 2 primary ones and then 1 offshoot. So one is Teamer Eldrazi, which is capitalizing on sowing Myco Spawn and the Eldrazi line. Is it Line Breaker? The one that gives +X+O equal to the number of creatures you control, and that gives them haste as well.
Yeah, and they might not know exactly.
And then there's Cloud Post Eldrazi, which is, we've seen a lot of Cloud Post players pick up using Planar Nexus. Sorry. It's the synergy between Urza's Tower and this card, Planar Nexus. So Planar Nexus is... Let's see if I can... Oh, I have control. Is there a way I can get it up for you guys? My hero, Scryfall.
Can tap for 3 if I play it next turn.
Planar Nexus. Boom! Okay. Nice. Capture window. I want to capture this window. We'll name it card. Oh, what did I do?
Look at this tower into card.
Oh god, what am I doing? I'll drop this back down to 50. We're supposed to name this card viewer. Oh, there's a card. Wow, card into Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Bridge, pretty smart choice in the face of an Eldrazi Temple.
Beat me now. Yeah, beat me now. I do have a lot of cards in my hand right now.
Wait.
What can you do? Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Hypothetically, 3 mana.
I do not want to capture the cursor.
Okay, here's our Flesh Raker again. A very,
We're going
very
to
fun card.
capture
We made a
method.
mistake last time when the
Wait.
Kozilek's
Why?
new kind of card came out. It actually makes
Hey,
0/1.
why aren't you
So
working?
it looks like we're going to be casting it here, making a spawn.
Okay, it's working again.
Catch another one.
And casting
Okay.
another one. Woo.
We're gonna make
Great,
this
because you get
small.
You get the 2 colorless mana from
I'm
the
gonna boop it.
temple, so you can cast
Boop.
2 of them with the Eye of Ugin in play.
This is really good.
Here you deal 2 damage.
Oh no! I put this in the wrong scene.
Bridge.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can play.
can I
Burn them out.
Just keep playing artifacts. Keep playing colorless spells.
Copy?
Sorry, colorless spells. Yeah.
Shock. A shocking event.
So
And
it actually
then
triggers
can I
on colorless
remove it?
creatures. We should probably. This card has a lot of text, as we said before.
Okay,
A lot of,
and
a
we
lot
get
text
rid
going
of
on
studio
here.
mode.
So this
Okay,
there's another
okay.
card in the deck
Everything's
called
working.
Wayscape Battle Mage.
Then
This
can
is
I
the one we were
paste?
talking about that bounces creatures.
No, I can't paste.
Enchantment, artifact or enchantment?
If it was kicked,
Sucks. Okay, I have to do it
if
from
was kicked
scratch.
For a blue and a colorless, you return another creature and
card
it goes to its owner's
viewer.
hand. If it's kicked for a green, you exile target artifact or enchantment.
That's
Wow,
really good.
this is really modal. I love this.
Everything
This card
is the
very
same.
versatile, and
Oh no, you
being
guys
able
can
to
see
pump this out,
everything that I'm
Morgan, of
doing.
course, right, within
Make it
this piece, but
small.
not
Can you guys
to
see
worry.
this?
There's the
We'll
ensnaring
put it
bridge.
here.
Yeah, this is basically just.
I'll put myself
try to
down here.
keep your hand full of cards while trying to attack.
Actually,
but
we'll swap it. Oh god, what did I do?
What do you get here? Liquid metal coating.
I'll put myself down here, and we'll put the card viewer. I don't know. Make it kind of big, like this. Yeah, so this is Planar Nexus. It works really well with Urza's Tower, primarily because this first line of text here says Planar Nexus is every non-basic land type, meaning it is an Urza's Mine and an Urza's Power Plant, which allows the Urza's Tower to tap for 3 mana. So with these 2 lands, you get 4 mana, which is how Frederico cast Karn. So we're gonna see Kevin. He has 2 glaring flesh rakers. So these are also new cards, which are making Eldrazi playable. Glaring Flesh Raker. Did I spell this card correctly?
I don't know what the first one is.
Bam! So this is the Glaring Flesh Raker, and this is how he's creating all of these Eldrazi Scions. So anytime you cast a colorless spell, you created 0/1 Eldrazi spawn. Hopefully all you guys know what Eldrazi spawn do. You can sack them for 1 colorless mana. And then whenever a colorless creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent takes 1 point of damage. Note that this is not loss of life. So that is a big deal. Another big deal is that it says whenever another colorless creature enters the battlefield. So this does not play well, does not play nicely with Painter's Servant. So anytime Painter's Servant is on the field and it's named a color, and Glaring Flesh Raker is making these Scion tokens, you actually don't get pinged. Alright, Kevin attacking the Karn with 2 Flesh Rakers. So he has How many cards in hand?
helping too much. I guess he's
Is it
not playing
4 now?
Ring, right? 'Cause he's not gonna wanna
All right,
draw.
so this is what I was primarily talking about.
And start attacking.
2 different versions of Eldrazi, I think.
Understand that piece. Maybe always just
Maybe Kevin is playing the offshoot version that I was describing earlier. But the offshoot is literally just colorless Eldrazi. Like the good old-fashioned, I'm gonna play my like no colors. I'm just gonna use colorless cards, and we're gonna stomp you out. But here is Frederico playing Vexing Bauble into Disruptor Flute. What is the Disruptor Flute gonna name? Looks like it is Wasteland. The number 1 named card against Cloudpost. Sorry, did that sentence make sense? I don't think it made sense. The number 1 named card when you are playing Cloudpost. I think the first time I said it, it made sense if the opponent was casting Disruptor Flute.
Yeah, that's good, and especially being able to ping him right around this ensnaring bridge. He does have to cast non-colorless creatures.
Oh, so well timed.
But the big piece is,
All right, here's
is he going to be able to
never
cast
mind.
enough creatures?
4 mana. No, this is another Thought Knot.
Take 2 each time, right, for each creature, which is great.
Another note, Thought Knot Seer, the one on the battlefield that was cast previously, found 1 ring. Gonna cast another Thought Knot Seer, and that grabs a Sowing Michael Spawn. So that's a reason to play green when you're playing Eldrazi. Let's pull that up real quickly. Bong. So this is a Reap and Sow on a creature. So for 4 mana, you get to search your deck for any land and then put it onto the battlefield. Untapped, by the way. You get it untapped. So that's big. And it is a cast trigger. And then if you kick it, another cast trigger is you get to exile any land, which is crazy. So the common play here is you get to Wasteland, then you Sowing Michael Spawn, find another Wasteland, and then... Sorry, you don't Wasteland. You can just Sowing Michael Spawn, get a Wasteland, and then with the exile ability, you've now got rid of 2 of their lands, which is huge in a mirror match. I say mirror match, but you guys understand what I mean. It's Eldrazi versus Eldrazi. One thing I do have to get better at is seamlessly naming the decks that are on the feature match. And like transitioning between player names and then the decks that they're playing. Right now, Eldrazi versus Eldrazi isn't... It's not as descriptive as I wanted it to be, but I didn't have the deck lists on hand because the commentators had the deck lists. So because I couldn't check it, all I knew was that they're like it was Eldrazi versus Eldrazi, so I couldn't put as many details. Like I couldn't say Team Eldrazi versus Post Eldrazi, which is something I would have really liked to highlight.
Yes. So he can't target. But if it says each.
All right.
Okay, he is going to draw. Okay.
There's a 1 ring from Frederico. Activates the 1 ring. Gonna draw a Cloud Post.
Yeah.
We're going to call him Eldrazi.
Frederico has the 1 ring activated.
It looks like a what?
All right. So the big thing here is that Frederico has an ensnaring bridge. So as long as he keeps the cards in his hand very low, Kevin cannot swing through. But because of these glaring flush rakers, he has another way of winning the game, and that's just by casting colorless spells, generating Eldrazi Scions, and just pinging Frederico down. So this is a nice alternative to Ensnaring Bridge. Frederico keeping 1 card in hand. Kevin has quite a few. Wonder what they could be. Has 7 mana now. Oh, wait. I completely... Sorry. I said that I would name it Teamer Eldrazi versus Post Eldrazi. I still don't know if he's Teamer Eldrazi or if he's literally just colorless Eldrazi Stompy. Alright, Frederico drawing 2 cards. Gonna lose 2 life at the beginning of his upkeep. Go down to 9. Kevin at 16. Frederico gonna draw for his turn. Finds another Cloud Post off of the top. Don't know what he drew from the 1 ring. So now he has 4 cards in hand, right? He had 1 from before, and then he drew 2 from the 1 ring, and then drew for turn.
Let's see.
decisions, like what are you looking for here, right, to try to get out of it, like as an Urza player, like.
So Will is asking, what is Federico trying to draw to get out of this? And
I think Cloudpost is looking.
I'm pretty sure it is at this point Emrakul.
There's an eye, so he can tutor for the Ulam
So
now.
he can generate. So Federico has the planar nexus, so he has 3 locus in play or loci. So each of those cloud posts tap for 3. So that's 3, 6. He has the Urza's Tower taps for 3, so that's 9.
So we have that.
10, 11 from the forest and the planar nexus.
Let's see here.
And then Eye of Ugin
Those are tapped.
decreases the
And what
cost
are you
of
getting here?
Eldrazi spells
Cloud Post?
by 2.
Maybe not?
So that makes it 13, right?
So he doesn't
But now with the Sowing Myco spawn, he's going to get rid of Kevin's Ancient Tomb. He can now find another... Oh...
I did not think of that in the main.
I did not think there's going to be a Tabernacle in this deck. It seems like a lot of Cloud Post players do play Tabernacle.
So it has 2 modes. If it kicks,
Wow, okay.
you search for a land.
So a lot of this board is going to get destroyed.
And then you,
I was gonna say sacrifice, but do note, Tabernacle does not cause sacrificing. It is destroy, which is why you see a lot of lands players not pay for Merit Lodge because she's indestructible.
He has a ton of spawns though. That's the thing, right? Like he's gonna want to try to dump his hand here though.
Okay, so there's 4 mana, Elvish Spirit Guide. So you can do this because Planar Nexus has that filter line of text as well. Gonna cast a second Disruptor Flute. What are we gonna name for this one?
That's great. What do you name?
again.
Our creature.
Sure, I guess you can. Yeah, because
Oh my god, he wrote on my whiteboard card with a pen!
it's Pithing Needle on 1, and also the spell.
Guy!
More with the name.
You're the one!
Fleshraker. The new Fleshrakers will cost 6.
Yeah, and that's what he names.
Yeah.
Oh, Federico, I gotta talk to you, boy.
What to pay for.
You owe me a whiteboard card.
Yeah, paying for Tabernacle now, pay for both. You pay for
I had to throw it away. What was I gonna do with it?
You could let the Thought-Knots die, get him to draw cards.
Yes, that is true.
Alright, so Kevin deciding on how to pay for these tabernacles. Looks like he's using the Eldrazi Scions to pay for
Correct. Yeah, this
2 of them. So I think he's paid for his Glaring Fleshrakers. Weird. Okay, so Disruptor Flute is a very interesting card because he's named Glaring Fleshraker, and although they don't have activated abilities, they now cost more to cast. I think it's 3 more, right? Disruptor Flute.
Tap it, untap it.
Yeah, they cost 3 more. So
Yeah, Kevin's been around.
Gonna
the block,
swing that
so
up there.
He knows how to play pretty darn well. So he's mapping out exactly what the outcome is here.
Yeah, figuring out what he needs to do here. Like he's gonna be.
does he really want to keep these Eldrazi Scions? That's the question. I think you can sacrifice one of them, save a Thought Knot Seer.
Okay, so he's paying for Thought Knot.
Yeah, he's
with
putting
one of the
putting things on the left side. He pays for the other one.
You know what? I probably.
This is really awkward because
Wasteland? Oh man, this is getting tough now.
if you sacrifice another Scion to save the other Thought Knot Seer, you have to tap the Wasteland to save the Scion token.
Yeah.
And he's gonna sack the Thought Knot.
Oh, he's gonna sack a Thought Knot, so that lets... Oh, because now Federico has more cards in hand, and Kevin can attack.
Oh, 4 exactly. So he did the math.
However, Federico does have blockers. He has a Haywire Might, he has an Elvish Spirit Guide, and he does have a Sowing Myco Spawn.
And the Sowing Myco Spawn are the blockers.
Very curious as to what
Unless
the play is gonna
Kevin
be.
draws or has the Battle Mage in hand that we're missing,
Yeah.
but I don't think he has blue mana.
And I don't think we've gotten a clear view on Kevin's hand.
in this case.
Yeah. Attack for 4.
So I'm not sure what he has exactly.
The fact, Elvish Spirit
Federico
Guide
gonna
will
chump
play
block the Thought Knots here.
Yep.
Usually a dire situation when they're getting played.
I was gonna say.
In this time.
How big is
Usually-
Glaring
usually
Fleshraker?
at the end of,
Is it a
of
2/2?
your, like, you know what, it's the
They're
final,
2/2s.
the final blow that you have to
Interesting.
block, you know. Oh, he does have the
Oh, here's a Wastegate Battle Mage.
So we're battle maging, we're triggering.
Gonna trigger 2 Glaring Fleshrakers, makes 2 Scion tokens. Gonna ping for
Take 2,
3 damage because that Wastegate Battle Mage is gonna come into
but not
the come into play.
Okay, so we're taking.
But we're gonna take this one step at a time, obviously.
Again, he didn't
So
he just played it.
No, he doesn't have that
Yeah.
colored mana for it. Right?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Has an Eye of Ugin as well to follow up.
You just kick,
So, okay, so
exile,
that
flip,
means
and now
Kevin
we're gonna
is
Wasteland and,
Team Eldrazi.
on Wasteland,
Unless he's just
Wasteland,
playing the
Tabernacle,
Wayscape
right?
Battle Mage,
I mean,
Yes, you're
just
still
as value.
on,
Hey, Steven, what's up?
technically even exile the
Oh,
but, yeah,
Steven.
the Rick is doing his own
Thanks for
thing.
joining, by the way.
So,
I
pass
have
turn and let them-
changed the settings so that
to,
the latency is at ultra low. It doesn't actually let me input a number.
happen.
So
Oh, he-
hopefully the lag between
He can't miss this now.
No,
you guys
no,
typing and me
there's
seeing it
definitely
isn't
a,
that big.
random rule change, judge call type
Or
situation
maybe
where
I
you
see it.
shouldn't
Okay, I just see that you typed nice.
pay for
So
the
we'll test on how
you should have the
how quick it
opportunity
is.
to pay, but again, it's
There might be a delay as like I might be seeing your notes instantly, but there might be a delay of when the output is.
you didn't.
Yeah, pay, so
So there's a bit of a weird thing where
All right.
you can technically to your
One ring going to be activated. Gonna draw a bunch of cards, making this ensnaring bridge look like it's not even existing.
you have to sacrifice. So I mean,
I guess it's there to it was there to like just save the early game.
It's your triggers, your creatures. Technically, you have to.
There's another cloud post. So now 4 loci on
especially in a
the
3K
board.
like this, I
Yeah,
can
these
totally
are
understand.
high stakes, you know, to a certain extent.
Tapping for 4. Here is a Karn.
Again, you have to just watch,
Wow, must
watch
be
your plays when it
nice.
comes to
Tap
tapping.
1 land to
Yeah,
just
does he
play
have
1
to get rid
Karn.
of the One Ring? Back to question in his sideboard.
Lattice!
Can he drop a lattice here? I think he can. I think he'll go post
Oh, does this end the game?
4 each. If I'm doing the math
Okay,
right.
the soft lock in the
Gonna
game
cast the
is
lattice?
available. The question at hand is,
One Carless floating.
okay, so
Does Kevin have a way out of this? Because now he can no longer cast any
He can
spells.
still attack. It's just
So even though he has these glaring flush rakers, he won't be able to cast colorless spells.
and,
killing him, he'll go to 1.
and the spawns. because
Oh
of
wait,
the fact
no,
that-
he could cast Mox Diamonds.
So right
if
now,
he has Mox
Kevin is
Diamonds.
gonna lose his whole board because of Tabernacle.
Actually, wait, Frederico has a ton of cards in hand, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, he can't tap for any of his creatures because of the Mycosynthesis and the Tabernacle. Okay,
Right? It's
I completely overlooked that.
yeah, I win button and also.
Oh, Steven, by the way, we found out who wrote with pen
Now it's your turn.
on my whiteboard card.
Oh, I'll just get lattice.
It was Frederico. He owes me a whiteboard card.
No, you
I don't even know how much these things cost.
You know what I mean? So, okay, so right now we don't have.
Did you eat dinner yet?
Sideboard, but we do have.
What'd you have for big dinner?
On the left side. So we do have 3 dispels.
I didn't have a chance to eat.
3 fairy.
Should I Uber something?
4
It's
Violet
so
Cards,
expensive,
2
bro.
Vexing Baubles, and 1 Caracas. I like the Caracas, not in this matchup. I like the Caracas because of the Sowing Myco spawn.
But I don't really want to eat on stream. That's the thing.
So far, what are we thinking here?
What's something that I could eat on stream that isn't too like gross?
Naming Karn, right? Because a lot of the big piece within it is just, this Karn package, right? Is a lot of that sideboard being able to.
I guess we could eat like mac and
Right?
cheese,
It's a
right?
nice little
Mac and
piece of
cheese
it.
isn't that bad.
Uh,
But I don't want to like
what else?
speak and like have mouthful of food. I think it'd be okay if it was like a mukbang, because mukbang the camera's kind of far away and you're not like really seeing me. But this is kind of personal and it's kind of intimate, you know?
I mean, I would say Caracas, but you don't want to Caracas back your opponent's Ulamog. That'd be value for them. Other than that, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of a really big fan of these cloud post lists. I don't know if I'm in love with cloud post or if I'm more in love with the idea of just sowing Michael spawning. Because being able to sowing Michael spawn and then Wasteland is so fun to me. It's I have to think, is a 6 mana Ghost Quarter worth it?
Those are the pieces.
Probably not, right?
Federico's got Dismember and Foot of his own.
Like that's so much mana.
Dismember. And then other pieces will kind of.
Is
find
it?
out, so.
Okay, so the kicker is colorless too. That's rough.
Oh, hey, winner! We got the.
It's
deck
also
builder.
ramp. Yeah, I know it's ramp, but like
Snaring Bridge, Circle Orb, yeah, many kind of pieces in regards to what's going
Like-
to be.
okay, what if there was like
Along with just those pieces. Like I said, Lattice, we saw that end the
I'm trying to think like, oh, like it would work nicely with Uro, but then it's like, okay, what else do you play with blue green
No, I don't think
like
so.
Uro? Do you just play like blue green lands? I think that's bad. Maybe you play teamer lands, but then you just play lands. Or at that point, you might as well just play Cloud Post. But the idea, oh my god, the idea of playing Summoning Michael Spawn, Uro, and Force of Will all in one deck makes me get. I feel so giddy.
Yeah, it's the board wipe.
It makes me so happy.
Yeah, double green, colorless. Can't be regenerated.
Yeah,
Don't see that much anymore.
I mean, is there?
Because,
regen affinity-
like,
affinity with Ravager? No,
with
Ravager doesn't have
oh, you can also play that new Impulse. What's the new Impulse called? I think it's like Genesis something.
Regenerate this creature.
So there you go.
Planar Genesis.
Will be on the play, so I guess
Let's
that's
throw it up on screen.
the best start for
This
Eldrazi
card.
is
Look at the top
probably
4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't, put a card from among them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. So this is like an Impulse, but it can ramp you a card.
blow up the Cloud Post.
I'm a big fan of this card. Maybe I just build blue green like. This is so trash. This is. Hey man,
Okay, so Eldrazi on the play. We're on a straight into action here. We're playing.
am I going for? Am I going to Chimera? I don't know. I'm on the fence. Like every weekend for the entire summer, I've had to do something,
We know
and I just want to like brain rot myself. I don't know what to do. I really want to play Tekken.
And
I just haven't had the time. My friends invited me to play Tekken on Friday, but I want to finish these streams.
Once upon a time, which we haven't seen yet. And he was,
There's an early glaring Flesh Raker.
cast it. We'll see.
Yeah, you still can.
So turn 2 Flesh Raker.
But another part of me, like, I need to talk to TJ. Something that I really want to plan is, like, I want to get all of the TOs that are participating in Legacy of the North into a group chat so that we can organize, like, proper, like, events. Just, like, so, like, people don't have to abide by it, but, like, if people, like, if an event knows, like, let's say someone is planning an event for September, like a Saturday in September, you don't want to have and it's like a 1K or a 2K. You don't want to have another store planning to do it on the Sunday right after that. That's just abysmal.
And there might be one Eldrazi land in
You
here.
don't want to do that.
And we can kind of start getting lots and lots more.
It's gonna be so tough to do that because like, are TOs really gonna check Discord for that kind of stuff?
Shuffling the deck is part of watching paper magic. You know, lots of shuffling.
It's like a two-way relationship, right? You can check it whenever you want to make sure when you're planning, but that means you also have to post in that chat when you're planning your events. Going to run Cradle Control on Sunday. You have Gaia's Cradles?
Honestly, I think in this, it depends on what he's got. It's either is he has
When did you get Cradles?
I'd probably go for the ring too. If he just,
Also, this synergy looks so nuts to me. But like Planar, other than Urza's Tower, Planar Nexus is so kind of subpar.
gonna happen. So Kevin may flash in a bunch or put in a bunch of colorless creatures to make a bunch of spawns, but that damage won't do anything. So
Cavern of Souls. Is he gonna name like Gremlin?
we're gonna find out because he can't thought not. So hopefully he knows that. He may play another Flesh Raker, which is totally fine too.
Is it a may or is it you must?
Oh yeah, here's the Eldrazi Line Breaker. Gonna break some lines, baby.
Okay.
Line Breaker.
Eldrazi Line Breaker, which is at the beginning of
Wow, this guy's kind of ugly. I've never actually like looked at him.
and +X+O until end of turn. Where
At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains haste and gets +X+O where, or until the end of turn where X is the number of Eldrazi you control.
although he did, sorry.
The best thing is he can target himself.
He's not gonna attack though.
That is so sick.
He's got the one ring. Not like
You always had Cradles? Dude, what don't you have?
how that all happened.
So good. Here we go.
You're running Elves in 2014?
Main phase he drew, correct? Yes. Or sorry,
Dang, you're...
yeah, I believe so. or upkeep or draw
Yeah,
one or the
upkeep.
other.
I'm not sure what part. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's better. I was like,
Yeah,
what just happened?
I swear we didn't miss anything yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 mana.
Okie dokie.
4 mana.
What do we
have
got?
7 mana.
There's a Disruptor Flute.
Punch, eh?
Urza's Tower. I think that's a Dismember.
This,
Looks like there's a Karn in there as well.
Balloons in the chat? No.
No, yeah.
Not sure what else there is.
Strategies are so prominent, or people are trying it out.
Is
right
the
now.
angle of the camera weird?
The towers. People have these super greedy mana bases. Being able to just
Maybe
get
it
rid of
is.
your mana, it's great. Yeah, especially because Eldrazi needs colorless. So that's why there's the concession to 1 wastes in the Eldrazi deck, because
All right, down comes Karn.
Yeah.
Here's a Karn.
Oh, he pluses it.
No tabby.
Make this ring a 4/4.
Okay, 4/4 indestructible.
Yes, yes.
That's surprising, actually. Have Tabernacles always been expensive?
Trample, right? Yeah, it does give trample.
I feel like it's one of those cards that has like always been expensive.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. Plays the Tabernacle after.
Did he plus the 1 ring?
So as long as it's up to your next
If he plus the 1 ring, it becomes a 4/4 indestructible, right?
power and toughness equal to its mana value.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're right.
So he does
Dang, that's so good.
waste and then pays
Oh my god.
for his creatures.
I'm liking this Eldrazi.
I just realized that.
It's not even Eldrazi deck. This is just Cloud Post.
Yeah.
Why did I wonder why I put Eldrazi up there?
Will survive.
I was like insane. I don't remember the day at all.
Yes. It
When this day happened, I had no idea.
find out.
I had nothing to eat.
Kevin has no Eldrazi,
I
or
was running on literally just Dex 4 sugar
casting
tablets
something for 3.
and spiced Coke Zero.
Floating 1.
I drank I think I drank like 10 spiced Coke Zero
Shows him
cans.
what he can take.
It was
Dismember.
insane.
Flute.
That is like true gamer diet.
Take here. I take Dismember.
Yeah, I think Dismember is your best option.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Because Flute he could get back as well. With
Alright, Thought-Knots here gonna exile Dismember.
and you just want to get rid of.
So that leaves 2 Urza's Tower,
yeah.
Cloud Post, and a Disruptor Flute.
And
That's a lot of mana. You can go Tower, Tower, Cloud Post.
getting,
Cloud, that's 11 mana,
coverage next turn, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
these
you
right?
know.
3, 6, 9,
big, right?
Yep.
10, 11. Oh, that's 12
You wanna
mana.
hide behind your ring and your bridge at this point, right? So, okay, we have 2 mana. One's a color of some sort, but it could just be for another. Okay.
Alright, here's another Thought-Knots here. Just takes Disruptor Flute.
And the eye makes it cheaper.
He's gonna make another Scion token. Gonna ping down another 1 damage.
Wait, maybe for him to Karn plus, but maybe he doesn't want to get Flute on.
So, Steven, after playing this deck,
You force him to get the Flute.
what is the best creature? Is it Glaring Fleshraker or is it Linebreaker?
Because the ring will now lose its creature ability.
And don't give me that it's situational crap.
Fred's turn starts.
He doesn't have to pay.
So he's double checking the wording that this thing gives it haste and plus X plus O, which would be for.
How many Eldrazi's do you have? 5? Gives plus 5 plus O?
Again, the ring is still
Yeesh.
there.
Does this give trample as well?
Plus
No, just haste. Oh my goodness.
Is he just gonna start
You can make your Eldrazi Scions huge.
One of
everything he can?
actually he might. Yeah, because he can give the both Thought Knots came in this turn. Yes, they did. So you can only give 1 Thought Knot haste. And the
There's no way you attack with the Linebreaker, right? Wow, he's attacking with the Linebreaker? Can't he just block with the One Ring?
it will die to the ring if he blocks with the ring.
And he guess he'll.
Is he attacking Frederico or is he attacking Karn? Probably attacking Karn, right?
I'm not sure. Like I guess she.
This is interesting.
Like, is there any reason not to block?
Soak 4 goes to 2, I guess, right? That's a thing.
Oh, it has
Well, I guess it's because it has trample itself.
Sorry, yes.
So, like, I think
Okay.
that's fair because he can't search per se now.
I don't know, but I don't know if I agree with that attack.
No, that's a fair plan. I forgot about the trample part. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna untap. Tabernacle doesn't have to pay for anything because there's no creatures in play, but we will lose 1.
That's really. Is there a better way he could have done it? If you gave the attack to the spawn, you'll block the spawn,
Actually, I have no
or
idea.
maybe he just gives up the Karn. But I don't think he would give up the Karn. He has literally no action in hand. He only had 2 Urza Sagas.
Oh, I think we're a little
and
off on the life, guys. Yeah,
a
it's okay.
Cloud
It's okay.
Post.
It's part of the fun.
He should be losing a life from the One Ring as well.
One of us has to lose life.
One of us has to lose life. Beauty.
Oh, why do you lose 2.
I think he's taking that 12, but I'm not 100% sure still. Because the notepad says 13, but then he should be. Did he take his 1 ring damage?
Yeah, I don't think Fred took his 1 ring damage yet.
Ask him.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see.
What is
see one ring
going?
damage either, right?
I'm losing track.
Because he was at
What did he lose 2 life to?
14.
Yeah.
He should have went to 14 then 12.
Okay, they just caught it. They just caught it.
Okay, we're good. We're good.
They just got it.
We're
Not
good.
let
See?
that slip
Man,
through our hands.
I love how
Wait,
much,
shouldn't he be at
how much coverage we have.
14?
All these little thingies that's going
Why
on.
is he at 12 now? What do you take 2 damage from?
Waves
Yeah, on high alert.
Oh, did he just not do the
Okay, so
glaring
Tony
flash
is
raker?
resolving. We're gonna see what the situation is here.
And this looks pretty tough now for our Eldrazi player, right? Like.
All right.
Yeah.
Gonna go to Tabernacle triggers. Going to sacrifice an Eldrazi Scion. Gonna tap the waste. Gonna let the Thought Knot die.
In his hand as well, right? Like, does he have
Okay.
another card?
Yeah, we don't know.
So there is the Ensnaring Bridge in play now.
No, this is definitely
Only
definitely
has
tight. Like,
4
there's a lot
cards?
going on, but I think
1,
the
2,
bridge is
3, 4.
really,
He has 4 cards in hand. Why did he let the Thought Knot die?
on this Eldrazi plan. The only option he basically has, but even if he
There's a Lotus Petal. Gonna trigger the Glaring Flash Raker. Ping him down, I guess, to 11. I guess we missed 2 Glaring Flash Raker triggers.
He's definitely having, as long as his opponent keeps drawing cards, yeah, he can keep attacking. Does he have 4 cards in that? He must have 4 cards in that.
Alright, Thought Knot and the Glaring Flash Raker gonna swing in. Doesn't he just block with the 1 ring on the Flash Raker?
Yeah, then he's gonna go to 4.
Oh no, he can't because it's not a creature anymore. Dodoy. Well, this is looking so good for Kevin then.
Around the block fully
Yeah, let's
and
do
get
it.
there. We've said you've been here.
Here's Eldrazi Temple. Gonna lose another life, go down to 3 from the bird encounter. Kevin has 1 card in hand.
4. Sorry, he's at 4.
Yeah.
Federico looking at his hand. Has
6.
3, 6, 7 mana.
And he has
That's a Karn.
in hand too.
Karn liberated.
Yeah, 10 mana. This is like ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Gonna activate the 1 ring.
Let's do it. Drawing 2.
So he should be at 3 life, right?
Like it's risky. Gets another ring. Okay, you just play that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So his protection again. Yeah, this is. I mean, just I would reset the ring because you can't.
Maybe I need to get another. Maybe we need 2 more people on my team. We need a dedicated life point person.
Yeah. So we're coming to a smash here.
Here's 10 mana for Ulamog Ceaseless Hunger.
These 2 things.
Exile, Thought Knot, and Glaring Flush Raker.
And I'll cantrip too. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right? You know, jeez.
Alright. Because the Thought Knot's here, leaves the battlefield, Federico draws a card. Gonna pass the turn.
One for our Tron player.
What does Kevin have?
And honestly, it's looking like 2 at this moment.
It might be my turn to 2.
Going to pay 1 for the Eldrazi Scion?
He got the Battle Mage.
Yeah, he has the blue.
He can return it to his hand.
Oh yeah, but doesn't want to
And
return.
get 2 more things exiled from his board.
But it just bounces Ulamog means his opponent can cast it again. Fred can cast it again, so that's not the best.
It's kind of a tough position here.
I mean, he can exile the bridge and the ring, or one of them.
How about this? He somehow forgets to pay for Ulamog, even though it's indestructible, and sacrifices it.
All right, that is true.
No, that won't happen. That would happen.
What did Kevin draw? That's the question.
I know that will be happening. I feel like, these guys are both 2-0, right? As we said, right?
I'm assuming they're playing
They're
pretty.
not going to mess that up.
They're playing pretty tight at this point,
Yeah.
right?
I'm always for an underdog scenario. Kevin's wearing a Maple Leafs shirt as well, and we all know they're always the underdogs.
It's a WWE Maple Leaf shirt.
Man, Federico has a grip of cards.
Kevin is. I mean.
Okay, there's a Cavern of Souls. Not gonna do much.
So yeah, he likes
Does he have action? That's the question.
He has a chair from one of the events that he was at as well.
That's pretty cool.
Right? Yeah.
Looking for. Looks at 4 mana.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Okay, so we have double cavern and is that a temple? Yeah, so 4 mana. Are we thought not searing? He's
kicking it.
Okay, that's a Wastegate Battle Mage. So this is the main reason to like Teamer and not just like mono red or something. Wastegate Battle Mage. So this Carterino, this Goy.
Because kicks an additional cost, and it's
It's part of the cost.
Yeah.
So it's got 2 kickers. It's got green and it's got blue and a generic. Sorry.
Yeah, so this is,
Yes, blue and a generic.
you just replay it.
So for 5 mana, you can exile a
Okay, you
artifact
one ring,
and or sorry, you can exile an artifact or an enchantment and then if you have blue in the in the kicker, if you pay the blue kicker cost, then you can bounce a creature. All right, so here is Glimmer Post. Is this a cheaty?
Oh, and then the lattice again.
Oh yeah. This is,
He was supposed to go. I don't know. Okay, so he was at 3. He was supposed to go down to 1.
You know what?
Clean
I don't know. He's off by 1 life point. He should be at 3 right now after that Glimmer Post. Oh well. Okay, so that was Federico in 2 games.
I mean, he did what he had to do, right?
So we're just gonna keep this speedily along. Oh, this is the end of the first video. Okay, we're gonna switch this back while I prep the next one. Yeah, so that's the end of that. I guess we'll just go straight into the second one.
Always team the 3 O's. So I mean, again, very strong with Sia, very nice Sia.
Yeah, super aggressive card. Frog compared. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip through the
Type shell going on, and then I think 3 to a certain extent.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip through the deck tech. Then this is we also had the pizza break at this time, so I'm gonna luckily we can skip through that as well, and we're just gonna go straight into round number 4.
I like it too. So there is a blue.
I'm not too familiar with either of these players, but I do know they.
Round number 4.
We got caught.
So both players are just
Skip.
Again, we haven't seen masters. So he goes deck.
Haven't seen that way of been.
Oh look, it's Steven! Okay, so you have Drake playing Painter. Looks like he's named Blue with that blue guitar pick. And then we have Steven on Teamer Eldrazi.
The color that we're on?
Yeah, the color that we're on.
I like it too. So there is a blue creature.
Alright, Wasteland going after the Ancient Tomb.
Not desk. Hope Ender Kodal.
Ooh, haven't heard this.
So this is something that we talked about earlier in this stream actually, is Painter is very good against these things that rely on colorless spells or colorless things happening. So Glaring Fleshraker not going to do a ton. Well, not do a ton of damage. Still going to do a ton, but damage is going to be weird. So this is a really big note here is the Eldrazi Temple. So I'm going to bring up Eldrazi Temple. So Eldrazi Temple here.
There's 2 things that it's doing. Well, actually 3 things.
So the big thing about Eldrazi Temple is it says you can add 2 colorless mana. You spend it only on colorless Eldrazi spells. So because of Painter, these spells are no longer colorless. So you can't really be using the Eldrazi's double mana ability. So we'll see if Steven knows about this.
That's everything. Exactly. Everything that is, once it's blue, you can basically blow anything up. And
Down comes Cavern of Souls. Gonna name Eldrazi.
Oh yeah, especially yes.
Unless he names like goblins or something.
You can sure your spell can't be countered, but it is a certain color, so you can always blast it when it comes down on the backside. But yes, Cavern does do.
All right.
For this.
Here is Eldrazi.
Painter Servant deck with Grindstone. Grindstone says put the top 2 cards of target player's library.
Okay, so looks like Steven is trying to do this, but this is incorrect. So Steven can only generate 2 mana. Looks like both players, like neither of them catch this. So this is what we just explained. So I'm gonna throw this up again. The Eldrazi Temple cannot be used for 2 mana here because at the time the Wastegate Battle Mage is a blue card. It's not colorless, so you can't use the double mana ability from Eldrazi Temple. So the maximum amount of mana that Steven could have used or created here or generated here is 2. 1 from the Cavern and 1 from the Eldrazi Temple. So this is a big thing that everyone has to keep in mind now. Nevertheless, they are continuing. Nothing much we can do at this point because the tournament happened like 2 weeks ago, a week ago. Oh, a week and a half ago. Okay. So here's a bunch of construct tokens. Looks like Drake is on the beatdown plan with that Urza Saga with City of Traders. So his constructs are 5/5s.
Again, they grow. They've been around the block for a good number of years now, with the Urza Saga being printed in 2020.
Did Steven gain life somehow?
Yeah.
Right? So here's another piece of this particular painter deck.
Or is the life totals just not updated?
Swap an artifact.
Looks like they are not updated. Okay.
And in play on the same side of the board.
So I'm gonna assume that Steven's just gonna continue to play like he normally does.
He could switch the land and the Mox Opal with Goblin Welder.
That's pretty good.
Right? Or if there's a painter
Like the Eye of Ugin would have been much better than the Eldrazi Temple, but the problem was like if you didn't have the colorless source of mana for the initial cost of Wastegate Battle Mage.
That's good. Yeah, I guess that's a good thing that this painter was exiled compared to Graveyard, especially with his Welder, because then he's kind of dead on two fronts almost, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Painter, pretty good matchup against the Eldrazi matchup.
In his hand because
Gotta play an Eye of Ugin.
he is threatening that grindstone kind of combo that you're
Eye of Eugene.
But what Eldrazi player kind of does here.
So this is correct now.
Myco Spawn.
So Eye of Ugin is 2 mana, Eldrazi Temple is 2 mana, and then Cavern of Souls is just the 1 mana. So this is just gonna be a regular old mana ramps.
Okay, that's good.
He is, which is
Gonna find Wasteland and gonna just strip mine Drake.
like it.
Constructs will shrink a bit. They're still pretty big though, right?
Yep,
Still what, 4/4s?
Yep, still 4/4s at this point.
Alright, so these constructs are 1, 2, 3, 4.
So far, so
2
good.
4/4s and a welder.
I'm enjoying this. This is good. This is good gameplay. So now it's good to know that the painter servant is in.
Yeah,
the
Steven's saying that it's exiled, but it's not.
Yeah.
But
He used the Wasteland, not the cast trigger of sowing Michael Spawn.
to activate Grindstone when you have no mana.
So a lot of Eldrazi in this
Mana, can I-
3K.
That's the
Basic
mountain.
mountain.
Basic mountain.
All right, Drake holding on to. I think that's another Welder, Pyroblast, Mountain, and Brea's Apprentice.
Are kind of dead. But
Very old school painter. Okay, I say old school, but old school in my time or my life of Legacy. Because when I first started playing, Painter was just coming up on the rise with Brea's Apprentice and was it Twin Shot Archer or Twin Shot Bow or whatever it's called. All right, Welder, activate.
Pretty good.
I think it's just it makes
Activate Welder, get away the Grindstone, bring back a Great Furnace.
so we did weld in.
He's gonna play another Welder?
Grindstone.
Into the land.
Yeah, which is okay. And now he's gonna. Crack
Wow. I probably would have done all of this after attacking.
I think he's gonna play the basic mountain and maybe another welder at this point. Just
Gonna play the Mountain,
forward state going.
play as second Welder.
And
Yeah, this is all something you could have done after attacking. If you tried to attack, see what Steven does, he's probably gonna like double block 1 just to get rid of one of the constructs. But then he takes another. He would have taken 4 damage.
in his hand there.
I don't know if that's how you're planning to win, but you have double Welder now, so you can Grindstone, activate Grindstone on the stack, use Welder, bring back Painter.
I think I see a.
So Steven has to have a way to interact here.
Yeah, that was.
Either that or exile the graveyard. But Steven does have an Eldrazi command.
Flash Raker's back.
Or sorry, Kozilek's command.
Striker is a good card.
So Kozilek's command is something that we haven't talked about yet, so I'm gonna throw that up here too.
We've seen it 3 times
Kozilek's
so far. This thing
command.
is, very good.
Yeah, whenever you cast
We're gonna
a spell, create
boop,
a 0/1
put that right
right?
up
So you're
there.
making one of our Eldrazi
So this is going to help Steven prevent him from losing to this double Welder
So you cast
Painter
spell, you
Grindstone
deal
problem
one.
in the graveyard right now.
Yeah, no, this
All right.
is a very
Looks like Drake is going to try and go for it on his turn.
swap. He's targeting the Grindstone or the Soul Guide.
So Welder, so float 1 mana from the Great Furnace. Gonna activate Welder. Gonna go for
Not that he knows about that.
Soul Guide Lantern.
'Cause he can
Okay.
exile. And it looks like he's just looking for cards.
Going to use the 1 mana to draw
Just need reset.
card.
I mean, it seemed like the painter deck had a good start, and now it's just kind of going by the. It's kind of getting a little bit out of hand here because.
This is very confusing.
Getting more creatures in play that are big enough to block these constructs.
If you did it, so if you floated 1 mana, cycle or got the grind. Okay, so he needs mana. I think that's the issue.
I mean, they're pretty beefy Eldrazi creatures.
Yeah,
Pretty
it'll
beefy.
be interesting.
If
to
you
see how this
if you tapped floated mana,
right? Like he, yes, he's
traded it for
from flipping the soul guy, but
Grindstone,
he's starting to lose board presence here.
Yeah.
Right? What is he gonna?
Yeah, no, I don't think you could do it in one turn.
Now we're starting to.
He's just missing land drops. I think that's why he cycled away the Soulguide Lantern.
Oh, he's gonna K command in response. No, okay, we're not.
Maybe not. I think they're just talking about timing kind of pieces,
okay.
right?
Okay, going to ditch one of these constructs to bring back Great Furnace. Gonna cast a Goblin Engineer. So is he gonna put... Oh no! I'm so dumb! The painter's exiled. Okay, this makes so much more sense. Sorry guys. that was a bad call. Hey Dan. Playing at ETB? No, this is the ETB. No, this is the 3K that was hosted on July 20th. Yes, so technically these guys are still playing at ETB. But it is not the current event that is happening right now.
And Aldrazi Temple makes you have access to. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Dan, did you play in...
And the name change too, because you went from Tribal Instant to now Kindred.
Did you play in the 3K? I don't think I saw you there.
I actually didn't know that either.
Yeah, they changed that because of the
But you're popular. You have a life outside of Magic.
Oh, good.
You touch grass and touch water. Alright, Steven gonna activate or cast this Kozilek's command. Looks like he's gonna go after some cards in the graveyard. Probably gonna be Painter. Is there a Grindstone he's getting as well? Yeah, this is solid. So with this Kozilek's command, it is a colorless spell. He is gonna generate a Scion. But before that... Actually, he should have created a Scion first, pinged Drake for 1, and then resolved everything. But it's a Scry 2, draw 1.
Yeah, we will not call a judge for that piece.
Alright, so it looks like Steven just missed the trigger. Just gonna pick up his cards.
I keep forgetting how this thing works. Is it only creature? Oh,
When you cast
colorless spell, yeah.
There is a secluded courtyard. So this is Cavern of Souls, but without the uncounterable clause.
We'll see what happens here. We'll get our floor runner to
Eldrazi. It's the menace.
Eldrazi, that is
Only weekdays for quite a while? Aw, man.
No, it's not Cavern. Is it?
No, I played this
Yeah,
sometimes.
a lot of... So I find that a lot of people pass up their
Cavern of Souls, right?
their placements. Is that the correct term? A lot of people give up their places for the summer term because they're just busy.
Interesting.
So just another way to get those colors right, especially with these kicker costs of Eldrazi, right?
Alright, Thought Nazi are going to look at... Wow, there's so many welders.
Yeah, this is
It's all 4 welders on the board and in the hand.
Yeah, so he's remembering the trigger.
Alright, Steven remembering the trigger this time, gonna make a colorless Scion token, gonna ping for 2, because that Thought Nazi is entering play as well.
Yeah, one fun thing is this new Hope Ender Quaddle.
Yeah, this is
Here is It That Heralds the End. So this is another one that we haven't seen yet. It That Heralds the End.
You cannot cast this
I
spell.
can't spell
That's
heralds.
the beauty of these devoid decks too, is that they can't be targeted
Alright,
with
so this is gonna get tossed up there.
effects.
So Steven always says... So everyone always asks, what does this card do? He always says, ignore the first line of text, it's just a lord. It is always what Steven's response is.
He is.
But it is a 2-mana 2/2, so actually not bad. 2-mana 2/2, and it's giving plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stats. Not bad for 2 mana. Not bad at all.
In this build, I do not think so.
Not looking good for Drake here. Can't establish a combo kill here, and he already gave up a lot of his beatdown plan. I think if he stuck to his beatdown plan early, it would have been a closer game. He's just going to pick it up. Steven's going to take game number 1. Thank you, Steven, for using the cloths. So does that mean... Oh, he tried to clean the one that Frederico wrote on with a pen. Thanks, Steven. Nice guy, Steven. But yeah. So Dan, I remember... Maybe we should have announced the... If we announced the date of the Invitational earlier, would you have been able to make it? Or were your plans, like, solid? Initially.
kept down that paint
I think
circle.
honestly, I think the
That's basically what you got to do.
the summer,
right?
no, winter.
So,
The winter invitational I think
we'll start with
does
painter side.
the
I think what's
best or is the
great
most
like,
competitive
Yep.
because that's
you
the
might
one
have a
that
case
people
for
don't
Fury, but there's
skip
not really enough things that are two power
because it's in the
that are
winter.
really worth 2 for winning. So
That's
you
the
might
best
just
time
go
to play
like a 3-3
Magic.
or a 4 forward off of 1 Fury.
Actually, the best time to play Magic is all the
Bit
time,
Feel bad.
Yeah.
unless you're doing
There's
commentary.
nothing. Mega Moon's probably gonna come in.
Yeah.
Pithing Needle might come in on.
This was a miserable matchup.
Shot from your opponent.
Yep.
Um, unlicensed
Is it
Turtle
really?
do a whole lot, so we're probably looking at.
I mean, you did cheaty face a little bit.
Moon, Pithing Needle, maybe Fury, and Blood Moon. And maybe the Ensnaring Bridge. 'Cause I didn't
Did
see
a little
Karn.
bit of cheaty
You know,
face.
Yeah,
there's
there was no
cards.
Karn. There's no way to search for it, right? Like get that kind of sideboard package.
Yes.
He
Yes,
does have one Ensnaring Bridge in the main, so yeah,
Wow,
right,
spoilers.
Right, slow him
Yeah.
down, try to just be empty-handed because he was pretty low there, Drake.
Yep.
And then
Wait, Dan, don't you work up in like Aurora Newmarket? Don't you usually play at ETB on weekdays?
Yeah,
On Wednesdays?
Yeah, I would say Flute. You can call Grindstone. You can call.
I went a couple times hoping I'd play against you, but
And
you
Grindstone,
didn't show up, man.
geez, I mean,
Can't blame you.
Welder, all these things you can call, right? There's
Sometimes a lot of magic is too much magic.
when it comes to Flute,
And
right?
then I'm wondering, do you and on a license first, I think too here, right? So those are kind of the main things that I'm thinking I'm bringing in within it.
I mean, wait, you didn't bring in disruptor flutes? Really? Don't you bring in disruptor flute to name Grindstone or Welder or Goblin Engineer or Urza Saga?
When it's an 8/8 quote unquote for all the exiled cards with your little 2/2 potentially, and then just start.
Isn't it really, really good?
Bad damage, so
Yeah,
this
so
should be good.
no Leyline, no Frame of Crop, no Thorn, no unlicensed.
Wait, what's that other thing
And
that
it
you
looking
have in
like-
your
'cause
sideboard?
We just saw his sideboard there. It looks like yes, they were in.
You did in
And
game
it looks
3?
like the sideboard
Okay.
and flutes were both
Okay.
in.
Oh, and the hearse too.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, the
yes,
hearse
there
too,
we go.
yeah.
Sorry, I see the hearse there. Yes, yeah, it makes sense.
Man,
Because
Dismember
it's
is
stuff
so
like
good in the
that,
current meta.
So we shall see how
enough
this
for
goes.
the
If you take out too much stuff, you have no aggro.
to warrant those.
No,
so.
that's more for like if you're on the draw against Scam.
Yeah.
Combo heavy deck.
But I think Eldrazi Linebreaker is aggro enough. Like Eldrazi Linebreaker with
Fluting,
the fact that you can go Fleshraker Linebreaker
should be good enough.
is so good.
And it's fun, you know, like just looking at these, sideboards for Leyline of Void.
I wonder if we can solve that problem. Can we play Teamer Eldrazi, but we...
Grief, the Grief Reanimator list, right?
People are. I mean.
Oh no, I don't know if you need red. That's the thing.
So they're nodding to the fact, and the Soul Guide Lantern. Of
Man, I just want to take every deck and turn it into lands.
are in the room somewhere.
I love Wastelands so much. I thought that I would love like Mox Opal and Arcbound Ravager forever, but I think I honestly like Wasteland more than the combination of Mox Opal and Ravager.
We'll see. There's
The thought of not being able to Wasteland someone actually makes me profoundly sad.
See when it comes up later in the game.
The moment someone plays a basic land, I'm like, oh my god, I get to Ghost Quarter him.
So,
So cool. Very much wow.
I think so too.
Alright, Steven looking at Mox Diamond, 2-it that heralds the end, Wasteland, Eldrazi Temple, Ancient Tomb, and an unlicensed Hearse.
It'll be interesting to see where Eldrazi player keeps.
If there's no Meltdown, Mox Opal would be great. Mm.
On, what Painter may try to do.
Yes.
They're definitely not sideboarding out of the full combo.
If there's no Meltdown, my life would be fantastic.
You always do, basically.
I mean, your best bet is if you go for
Actually-
the Saga plan, at least you can beat down with those, but it doesn't. It seems like the Saga plan is not quick enough against these 3/3s and 2/2s and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Man, I need to get my hands on some mutated cultists.
Again, you have to concede to it. You have to try to go
Dude,
for
ever since you told me about the mutated cultist Stone Coil Serpent, I've been wanting to play it so badly. But it's actually really hard to find mutated cultists. Although it would probably help if I tried looking. I've not really tried looking for them.
Yeah, that makes it so it's just free to. If you
Because, like, you were right. I was so tunnel vision on, oh, I just want to cast Ulamog, or I want to cast big X spells. But, wait, is it? Can you cast, like, Kozilek's command off of it?
I mean,
Or does it have to be a permanent? I think we established that it had to be a permanent, right? Cultist.
Battle Mage to exile the bridge there.
Yeah, you could just lose from that.
Yeah.
That's the thing,
The
too.
next spell you cast is turn. Wow.
Yeah.
And they would maybe
So you
have
could-
like Lotus Petal
You can make a Merit Lodge
to an Eldrazi Temple. temple to be able to.
No, K command. Yeah, but if you have 2 colorless mana, you can pay X, right? So if you have Dark Depths, Mutated Cultist, remove 10 counters, you can pay 2 colorless mana, announce X is 10, and then you just pay 2 mana for 10 Eldrazi Scion tokens. Ooh, that's a bingo! Mox Diamond, what are we discarding? Ancient Tomb? No, Wasteland.
Why not, right?
Ancient Tomb.
Well, 'cause you can make,
Wow!
right? It doesn't
But
make
you don't have
sense.
Life from the Loam.
Yeah, so you can't play
Early.
turn 1 Flesh
Wow,
Breaker.
turn 1 Glaring Fleshraker.
This deck
You make this deck look so good.
I love it.
This deck is crazy.
Breaker. I feel like we've seen so much of it too.
I think your deck needs Ghost Quarter,
Computer.
though. And Life from the Loam. I think you can trade the Eldrazi Temple for a Rishadon port.
Memorize the whole deck list.
Yeah,
Trust me.
Flesh Breaker.
You can take this Eldrazi Fleshraker and turn it into a...
This is a good
Punishing
equal
Fire.
start, I would say each player is doing their thing. But now we'll see what comes.
Stone Coil is actually really good because it blocks Frog for free. It does.
He has
But you also have to pay 3 mana.
creature in hand to just
And have a Dark Depths.
and exile it, and then he's gonna have
I'm just imagining this deck, like, it's so bad if you don't have Dark Depths and Mutated Cultist, though. Because Stone Coil Serpent at that point is just trash.
That is true. He could get rid of the egg.
Like, you can only really play it while following up a Mutated Cultist.
We will see. Does he have the K command in his hand then? I don't know.
Oh, but you can Mutated Cultist at Karn and just kill it.
Kicking it right now?
Get good, kid.
Yeah,
so
and
trigger,
it's
so
trigger.
cast trigger, make a dude, deal damage.
So these are cast triggers, so
You can have a 1/1 blocking frog, but then it's just a 1/1 that blocked frog and died.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Look, Steven, you're such a cheaty face here. You can't use the Eldrazi Temple to cast this Sowing Michael spot. That card is blue.
Kick, he just. So I think it's 4 mana. This Flesh Raker, this Michael Spawn.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Four.
Thank God it's 4, right? At least for off a
imagine?
temple. No. God.
Sorry, I can only call you out here because you're in chat and I'm doing a live stream and it's
We're gonna see.
it's not going up as a recorded video.
Can't get the grind.
I won't sue you. He'll have to sue you. I'm perfectly fine picking on you for it. Look, there's only so few times I get to pick on you, okay?
But they're
All the other times you get to call me an idiot.
only 1x.
And plus, it's in the past. You know about it now.
We'll see what kind of is the next play here for Painter. They're really reading this. Seeing
All right, what's the plan, Drake?
Mana.
They can't
Wow, you got another. Oh yeah, you got the Wasteland off the Sowing Michael spawn.
here. I think they do have
could.
that in their hand. Try to get rid of this flesh.
Down comes Grindstone. Ooh,
If opponent plays Tomb,
does he have the combo? Is this it?
unless do we miss?
I guess this is the one downside opposed
He wins.
like playing Teamer instead of like Cloud Post is you actually don't have the Emrakul.
Let's see what happens.
I wonder if he planned for Emrakul
Is he gonna
though.
do it? Does he think his
Here we
opponent
go.
has no draw? Oh no.
Dang, here's Fury.
Okay, never mind.
Gonna blow up the board?
Oh, I thought it was
double
two.
Sibian Spear Fight. Okay, I got really hyped there for a moment.
Oh, only two.
Okay, here we
Yeah,
go.
the Sowing Michael spawn already did its thing. No need to get rid of it.
Oh. Okay, still.
Who knew Fury's still good?
80 mana, and he's dead.
Yeah.
Draw for turn.
A Tomb would be the
Dot not.
And I think
Yeah.
maybe another Flesh Raker.
Play this Ancient Tomb.
And a Thought Knots
And a
here.
Thought Knot. So he
Man,
should-
I really like Unlicensed
Really
Churse.
thought knotting? There might be actually.
Card is so good.
But
It's Crew 3, right?
probably a land. Or did he play a land?
No, he did not
Drake
play
did
a
Drake did
land.
not play a land.
Okay, get him for 3.
Alright, Steven swings in for 3, drops Drake down to 15. Oh, it's Crew 2.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah, good choice
Yeah.
for not blocking.
Okay, here's Thought Knot. We're all
Thought
good.
Knot,
Ooh,
Exiles,
different
Ensnaring
land, yes.
Bridge.
Get rid of that.
Okay, bridge is gone, so now it's clear.
Okay, so this is...
I think
So he has to top deck mana. If he top decks mana, it's just game, right?
no mana.
So is he
Passive.
Luxac? Wow! He gets the pedal! Holy!
Honestly, that's what.
Wow, that's so unlucky.
Is just get to the combo ASAP. because
Hot damn.
there's no guy,
Sadness.
a guy is blessing,
There's infinite sadness.
or anything
Now
like
this is when the disruptor flutes come in, right?
that. The easiest way to do it is do it as fast as you possibly can.
Holy
Yeah,
moly.
in the
Look at
third
that.
we saw it.
And for those who may.
Look, okay, you didn't get wrecked, okay? You just got unlucky.
They keep milling until they basically don't hit a blue.
You, okay, actually, you didn't get unlucky. He got He got lucky.
Blue, yes, exactly, right?
Although,
That's it. Go into game 3 and
yeah, he was just he was drawing blind, right? It's not like he had
I think
like
I'll draw you
Fable
just
to
once
dig
I
harder.
try to get
It's
a
not like
fast
he did
hand,
any tricks
be
or anything. He just
explosive,
like raw top decked. Boom.
again,
Lotus
put the
pedal.
pressure on, maybe a hearse.
Imagine if you had vexing baubles, eh?
But again, it is turn 1, so anything to do with I think we lost some garbage bags in the ceiling there because we have some bright lights.
Alrighty.
Right. Lights. No.
Now you're on the play though. Now you can go like turn 1 flush raker, turn 2 line breaker, break your back.
Maybe it was just
Treat him like Batman.
got a little wonky.
Bait him.
I don't know.
Drop
Again,
him on
let's see,
him.
moment of truth. We're in a different room, so we're just taking speculations and having some fun with this one. Did somebody jump on the ceiling? Somebody pull down the garbage bag?
Yeah. What's happening here? So for those who are tuning in now, tell us where you're from, right? If you're in the chat right now, if you're watching this later, make sure to.
Okie dokie. Can we should I skip through this? Even you shuffle for too long.
Legacy in the north, kind of big piece of Legacy all throughout this area, right? Tournaments coming up. It's a league as well.
What should I eat for dinner?
Similar to Star City back in the day. So everyone's
I kind of want pizza.
So it's fun.
I feel like I eat pizza too much.
66 players
I'm
here.
so American. All I eat is pizza, wings, and like
6 rounds of Magic, and we're in round 4 here.
Round 4, and we're going to game 3 already, which is like this is speed Magic. I would say,
cheese.
you know?
More bread. Unfortunately, I don't have any more. That was the last one that I had.
Like, it's what, 3:22 our time.
Man, those buns were good though.
Started around
I didn't believe it when it said like sweet buns, but they were pretty sweet.
I think, yeah, 11:15, 11:20 maybe, yeah.
What, Steven? That wasn't aggro enough for you?
Pizza break for lunch.
Yes, that's right. We did have that.
That was like a very merfolk hand. It was just Lord, 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 Michael
Everyone's
spawn.
loving that,
That's good stuff.
right?
Not aggro enough.
So just resolving some more mulligans. Probably doesn't like what he has to see. Not fast enough. No disruption for if there's an early page.
Do you try to just out aggro him, or do you try to get a hand of like disruption?
Those pieces are dealt with.
Like obviously the ideal world would be like an explosive hand with one piece of disruption,
Is this the prizing?
but we can't, like, we all have dreams.
Sneak peek
We can't have it all.
Can we see
Like
what's
what's the mulligan strategy
that
here?
do? What's that?
I think you just kind of
Again, no.
I saw 900.
Oh, wow, first place, 900.
you have to play your game plan, right?
Aw.
Whoa, really? You think you have to get a hand with disruption? I guess it's because they could just. But like Painter's such a deck that can win out of nowhere. I guess he did keep 7, so that kind of gives you a little bit of information that he has like a pretty decent hand.
Twice.
And his game plan is always going to be try to, because he can't mid-range you out.
Put away.
So his plan is to always go for combo, whenever he can at least.
The camera will always do that. I feel.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. Both these players, I think, have been.
Yeah, because he knows he has to keep a fast hand. Yeah, that's the faster way of saying, I guess, my how I beat around the bush.
100% hands down. You know, he's. But I do love playing against him.
All right, what is this? Mox Diamond secluded secluded. Is it? No. Something courtyard. Secluded courtyard. Is that what it is? Thought Not Seer, Cosmic's Command. I think that's an Eldrazi temple. I think that's a City of Traders at the end, but I don't know what the second last card is.
I usually try to come to the Sundays, which don't work for me.
Oh, it's an Ayamugan, not a Eldrazi temple.
Yeah, so Sia as of Thursday of
Oh,
last
Soul
week
Michael Spawn.
was, 11th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
So if you go
Yeah.
Eye of
Really good. Very
Ugin,
good.
nothing. Oh, okay.
Go.
Here we go.
Make my
Cosmic's Command is
command cost less.
an Eldrazi spell, right?
Okay.
That means,
Traders.
does Eye of Ugin make it costless? Dude, he has turn 1 Painter. Like, has he had it every game?
Has a bunch of cards in hand too.
Maybe you should have boarded out Michael Spawn.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't seem.
Do you have other cards to bring in though? That's the question.
There's a flesh rate.
Dang, if the Herald's the end, that's not looking too great. I think you have to Thought Knot, right? If you don't Thought Knot, then
Unsure what's in hand. Okay. Get your colored. Yep. Discard secluded.
it is slow. But if you have nothing better, like attacking the mana base isn't too bad, because then he has to rely on Petals and Mox Opal to activate Grindstone, and that is a slog.
Man, if he kicks this is going to be amazing.
Although that doesn't really work because you can always keep the lands in hand.
He needs the green.
Wow, you went
Cost, never mind.
Michael Spawn instead of Thought Knot? I guess this achieves almost the same thing,
And get the.
because then it's harder for him to go, because then he can't go Soul Land Grindstone win.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Okay, this is not, that's, oh no, but you're not exiling. You have to go for Wasteland.
Gets the
Ooh.
land.
Okay. Probably yeah. Instantly wasteland. Get rid of that.
Would you not have preferred to do Thought Knot instead?
Thought, actually.
Yeah,
Because if you Thought Knot, then you can just rip the card out of his hand.
That was a tomb, because tomb with a lower
Because if you went Thought Knot first, then you can Michael Spawn after seeing what's next,
having a
or
tomb
what's
this
coming up.
expedites the combo going off.
Yeah.
I feel like, yes, there's been a concession because Urza Saga is a card that people.
This is
think
true.
has grindstones, but when you want to just
But-
go into grindstone painter,
Assuming that you weren't into making illegal plays.
so I'm wondering if there's a bit of a concession to actually maybe put one extra in the.
Like if we're playing like how you had to say, like how you guys are like had to say, like even the commentators didn't know.
Right? Because if you want to just go, because your opponent has no interaction for it, like no Null Rod, no Karn,
Yeah.
just push.
Thought
it
Knot
as
and do
much as
Michael
you
Spawn
can,
next
right?
turn.
But again, that's the old days of grindstone where you don't need to.
Just tutor it.
Now you can tutor him. Now you have 6 copies technically with Urza Saga.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like too within what we've seen a lot, like.
I mean, it looks like you're in a pretty
Today, right?
like
a lot
pretty
of
good
just kind of
position.
ways
Glaring
to
Fleshraker,
accept
Michael
the
Spawn.
right, with this,
That's what,
you know,
5
little
damage,
bug here, a Michelson spawn, right? Like, not a
5 every turn, and then whatever colorless spells that you cast, you
like,
ping
the
another one.
ability to just
I don't think it's
destroy
that bad.
it, right, is-
Oh no, you don't.
Yeah, no,
So-
100%.
So wait,
Drake is deep.
does this mean you trigger the?
Starting from the bottom.
And now he's here.
Yeah.
Wonder,
Oh,
what are you
God.
thinking is Drake right now? Like, what are you-
The
you're just gonna
anticipation.
pop on this, right?
I mean, at this point, yeah, you just.
How?
want
Okay,
to
so
be
the Glaring Fleshraker doesn't ping
grindstone
anymore.
as fast as
That's
possible.
another issue.
Because right now he's staring down 5 damage plus the next color.
Oh wait, you don't even trigger the Glaring Fleshraker at all because the spells are all colored. Wow, he had the Ancient Dude. Does he have the Grindstone?
Has to get the grindstone out there, I think, and has to hope his opponent doesn't have.
He has the Grindstone, right? He's got. Oh, what did I do? Go back.
Yeah, that's why. Just I think you have to mull for it.
Yeah.
He had the Grindstone.
So, Steven's best draw is probably a Fury on.
Wow, and he had. Dude, he had everything.
Respects it.
Yep.
He had everything. He had 2 Grindstones. Wow. Okay, so even if you went Thought Knot, it would have been game over.
Come on.
Because you had 2
Oh,
Grindstones.
he has the mountain. So if he gets rid of the paint.
Damn.
So Steven's best draw is K command because he can exile.
Okay, I don't.
painter.
Okay, you could use the term that he wrecked you, but I don't think he wrecked you. This was like that was like a god. I guess he did wreck you.
Thought not to.
Unfortunate.
Oh, okay, so he sees the land. He sees the land. He's like, I'm dead.
Game.
Yeah, unless he has an answer. Yeah, GG's. That's it. That's the game there. So
Yikes.
painter serving grindstone, getting the job done.
Unfortunate, dude.
That was
Damn.
Exciting.
that was good. You know, like Michelson spawn.
Yeah.
doing
Get wrecked.
what he wanted to because he would have been dead no matter what. Right?
Holy moly.
Having the mana, right? Having the other ancient.
Dang, so we did 2 games already.
Have to be- especially after
Not even 9 o'clock.
have to be as fast as possible. And the only
Maybe
way
I
to
won't
do
stream
it
every day
is
this week.
just
Let's
have
keep
time.
going.
Those are
I'll,
the two
I'll
things
do
that
as many
don't
games as I
work
can
out
today.
now. Like, you drew them
Or
in
maybe
the
I'll
middle,
end it
and
early.
then
Maybe
you
I'll
get
end it like
something
half
that
hour
is
early so I can actually eat
good to
dinner.
go, right? Yeah,
We'll see how I feel.
I know. Again,
We'll do another game.
round 4. We're doing good.
Skippity
Round
scoop,
in front of the
skip,
camera
skip,
too.
skip.
In just a moment, playing for points.
If you guys want to see or listen to their commentary, feel free to watch the VODs on their Twitch channel, ETB Canada. You can go to their saved video section. So this is Keith. He's the manager at Critical Hit Gaming Lounge out in Oshawa. Fantastic store, by the way. Very pretty. And then he works as hard as I do.
And even more so in game 2 and 3.
Not gonna make any comments on the shirt though. sorry, Keith. I have to get out of there. Alright, so Grixis Tempo versus Mono Black Howl. I don't know who these players are. I can't tell by the sleeves. I'm not sure who's on Grixis Tempo.
So again, the scam narrative
Do I put up their names? I should have put up their names.
On top of 2 fatties of Archon and Atraxa. Let's see, anything of the out of the ordinary here.
Oh,
Honestly, this is a
so the person playing Black Helm is Elliot.
Psychic Frog's just such a good piece within it.
I didn't think that he was gonna show up for the 3K, but he ended up doing it. Okay, so not Grixis Delver, it's your Scaminator. Oh, is this?
Just for force of will? Great addition. And being
very
able to
much.
discard whatever you want.
Yeah, so Scaminators is a said thing. Let's see what's going on with the mono black helm player here.
Okay.
We do see Helm Obedience. We do see Dothy.
Is his
Boardwalker,
name?
which also
Oh
I think
shoot,
is not
what's
labeled
his name?
effects, just so you know. So
I feel embarrassed that I don't remember his name.
effects in his deck.
Hold on.
Tell you.
I'll be right back.
Have the pieces of it. The thing is he thinking it's fast enough? He's on a mulligan. Anytime you're playing against this grief deck.
I need my laptop.
Every mulligan just hurts more too, right? Because you know
I have his
they're
name
probably gonna at
on my
least
laptop.
tease you or grief you once.
And
here we go.
Oh, he really, at least
That's
repeating.
grief.
So we see 12 guys that do
Ooh,
it.
he gets to take a
Proxies
troll.
and Oppo.
All right, so Elliot Holding, Castle Lockthwain, Swamp, Opposition Agent, Thoughtseize,
In this particular case,
Dottie Voidwalker, and Troll of
see a
Khazad
Dark
Doom.
Ritual, so you're not 100% scared of Oppo. You do see a Thoughtseize, so depending on what you
I'm gonna find
Actually been
the gentleman's
he bought the
name
helm.
in just a second
the
here.
helm, okay.
Yeah, he put it on the bottom of his library.
So now that could be to tell your opponent,
Da,
hey,
da, da,
I'm
da,
gonna
da.
be playing. Here's what you're gonna.
If
here's
this
what you're
could
gonna
load
see.
properly,
Mono black stuff,
please.
Yeah.
right? He does see Dottie Voidwalker in the main, but that is a
Hey, what
basically a
happened?
stock card at this point. And I
Takes Dottie.
guess he knows that he is playing Scaminator, so he doesn't want to deal with the graveyard shenanigans.
Wait, can I not see?
That's a Shieldred.
That's a pretty good card. It'll be interesting to see kind of how Elliot really maneuvers this.
Oh my god.
Right?
This is not allowing me to see the information anymore.
He's gonna look for a land. Everything is not in English here. Looks like it. I feel like this is a classic Edgar move. I remember seeing him online. I think it was X maybe if he's posting on that about this.
So that's an.
Uh-oh, Spice Track is kind of shitting the bed right now.
So he discarded one of the animate deads in this case.
Yeah. So something's coming back here.
Man, what's going on?
Or another grief.
Do I have Lyle's Enchantress list? I should, yes.
Not really doing a whole lot, like in
I am
pressure. I would go for the troll.
trying
What, double menace basically?
to get onto Spice Track to find it.
Which is kind of wild, like to have 3 creatures to try to block this thing. It's what, a 6/4?
6/5.
Standing.
Yeah, that's still a 3-turn clock. Plus, if his opponent does any ancient tombing and stuff like that. So he.
So yeah, I do have
That
Lyle's.
has a Shieldred in hand, but that's okay still.
Yeah, I'm working with Spice Track to get
Then
you guys all of the deck lists in a normal, reasonable way. Right now, it's looking like I have to put into a Word document and then
We don't know if he has a wasteland in his hand yet, but let's see. We have 2 fetch lands.
sending it manually. But hopefully they can find a way to just
this could be
compile, make an easy compilation so that you can browse the event and then click on deck lists. But I found his name, Edgar. Edgar going to dominate this
Scaminator, getting
game.
there
Oh
with
wow.
him.
Sorry for the poor commentary. Poor commentary. I guess I could do this.
Edgar, 'cause he has, I mean, I know this
Let
this matchup, but he has a
me-
Coffin Purge, which is an old school nod
Is there an
to playing
easy
against
way for me to
Mirror.
get you
Yeah,
the
Mirrors
list?
is you can entomb for it. Coffin Purge says exile target card from a graveyard for 1 black, but you can also flash it back for 1 black.
Let me
So if you
see.
entomb it, you get to also Coffin Purge from your yard. Wow. At instant speed, which is pretty sweet. Other than that, let's see what we
Actually, I
got.
wonder if I can just
Elemental Black
contact the
Hole.
guys at Spice Track.
For Helm?
I'd probably bring in the Brazen Borrower,
Force
yeah.
negation probably
Yes.
too.
But again, but it bounces Leyline, bounces Helm, bounces Shieldred, so many things.
What was his name?
Bounce.
It was
Orcus
Evan.
Bowmasters won't do a whole lot. Force and
Evan
negation,
Farrell.
not really feeling that.
You could be bringing in the fatal pushes too, right?
Yeah.
So for the Dothies, like yes, the Leyline of the Voids. You know, we definitely feel like Elliot is going to be mulliganing.
Hey,
into
Evan,
something,
any
right? Like,
word
he definitely
on-
wants to have these pieces right of the combo. But Leyline of the Void really does shut down a lot of Edgar's deck here.
So I mean, yeah, again, very stock list. What he cuts, I mean, probably a couple anime deads,
Traxa.
some dazes because now he's on the draw, right? If he feels like he's not gonna have to worry about those. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, give me one
sometimes
second.
They do cut their one or two.
I guess what I'll do for now is I'll just
We'll see what happens in that particular
pump up the
build.
commentary.
In Elliot's side, again, he's basically pre-sideboarded with the 4 Leylines and 4 Dothies.
I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna
He
mute
could
for-
bring in Torpor Orb, which would technically stop Archon from the ETB, only the ETB,
Yeah.
and the Atraxa ETB. So there is that. More Shieldreds could come in.
I like the Mind Break trap potentially too. Like you could, like if they are going for like a couple pieces, right? Like you could just get them got, but it's also like very fringe of the
Yes.
things, right? Like you can play it around very easily too.
Very much. I mean, Fatal Push for the opponent's frogs and Brazen. No, I wouldn't kill that. Yeah, it's really just the frogs, to be honest.
That's it. Yeah. Frog is an amazing card.
I mean, it is one push, in the side. There's none in the main. So, I mean, just a nod to the frog, I guess you could say. Nod frog.
What's this card?
That is a hymn to Turok on a body. Turok Dread Cantor. Yeah, it's kicker for 2 black. Pro white. Whenever an opponent discards a card, give it a +1.
Okay, I'm back.
When it ETBs, if it was kicked, you hymn your opponent.
Whoosh.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, and especially I don't think you want to be. You could hymn your
Much grief, much wow. Indeed. Surprisingly, so I know a lot of people have been complaining about grief, but in a non-MTGO meta, like it was actually very surprising. This was a kind of refreshing event. Like I think in total we had 72. I think there was like 72 players, and not a lot of them were playing Rescaminator. I think Matt Chow will be coming out with a video on the data for that. So check that out when it drops. But there's only one Rescaminator in the top 8. I think there was a Grixis Delver, which is like it was like actually Grixis Delver. But yeah, there wasn't a ton, surprisingly. Actually, I don't think there was a ton of Rescaminator in the field. I honestly thought I honestly think that there was actually more Nadu and Lands decks than there was Rescaminator. But I could be wrong, because I was not really paying attention. Yeah, there were a ton of land variants. There's actually a ton of Eldrazi. I think that was the surprising like outbreak deck for the 3K that I was just not expecting. All right, Elliot has a pretty decent hand against Rescaminator, but is he gonna ship it? Nope, they're ready to start. Pre-game effects, gonna lay down Leyline of the Void. It's whatever to play against as a 4-color Beans player, but it's a meta share at large is concerning. Yes, that's, I don't know. I understand that the meta share is a problem, and don't get me wrong, it's not like I want to keep grief in the format, but I was just saying for like in what's the word?
Both lands were actually tap lands because he has Castle Lock Dwayne, and that comes in tap.
My brain's broke.
Yeah, because he could have reanimated the grief.
In like this like very specific event, I was surprised that there was not a ton of grief. That was the one thing I was afraid of, was like, my god, are these two commentators gonna have to commentate on nothing but Rescaminator matchups? Alrighty, Brazen Borrower, Force of Will, Troll of Causa Doom, Reanimate, Entomb, Island, Polluted Delta. So he does have the Brazen Borrower to answer the ley line, so that's not terrible. But I think Elliot should just be taking it, right? Maybe he's afraid of the Force of Will, but I don't think he should be afraid of the Force of Will. Wow, he takes because he could take Elliot's stuff. Okay. Interesting.
Oh, is that better?
Very, very interesting.
Okay. We're better?
We're still good. Yep. We see.
All right. Let's see how Edgar pilots around this ley line. I don't think he should have too much trouble because he already has the answer in hand. Elliot finds Dark Ritual off of the top. So you can go land Dark Ritual, or land Reanimate, and then Dark Ritual into... Actually, I guess he can't do Helm in one turn. I don't even think you... Oh, yes. You can Helm because you have the Leyline of the Void on the battlefield already. So this is Reanimate, looking to see if Edgar is going to be baited to use this Force of Will. If he uses the Force of Will, then he doesn't have another blue card to pitch. Or sorry, he only has the Brazen Borrower that we know of. So if he pitches the Brazen Borrower, he can't deal with the Leyline, and he can't deal with the Helm.
AB. We're back. As you can see, Magic cards were being played during this time.
Oh yeah, he just reanimate resolves. He just like flung out his hand.
Grief here. Take 4. No big deal. Look at that. It's
All right, so reanimate is gonna resolve. Grief gonna come into the battlefield. Now Ellie gets to have a second chance of taking a card.
and save us there. So much appreciated. Into the battlefield zone.
So now I think
Yeah, take the Brazen Borrower.
Yeah.
and you hope your opponent doesn't
All right, most problems solved.
Edgar does
So if he
play
draws,
surveil land, so we could surveil
was
some
Dom on Nadu Breakfast or just
and we'll see
Bant
what
Nadu?
happens here.
Yeah, it was really on Edgar to almost like.
I think he was on
card here, force
Bant.
potential reanimate on Grief, so we can then
I think he was just on Bant Nadu.
but not working out as always as we hope sometimes. But see how Edgar is able to work around
Edgar. There's a guy named Braden. Wilkin. This is Chris. Peter. Michael Popa.
Okay, so we have lots of blue cards to force. Helm is harder.
John Lee. Dom Harvey. So Dom.
What language are these cards that Edgar
I
has?
believe they're either Japanese or
Dom is on Breakfast. So Nadu Breakfast. He does have 4 Cephalid Illusionists.
he hasn't gotten them yet.
1 Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, 4 Nomads on Core, 2 Shuko. So pretty solid.
Which are very nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, like if they only get rid of Grief, then I'm pretty sure
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
it's gonna be rough. Like Bant Nadu, like as a Lance player, I feel like I don't really have a ton of bad matchups, but Bant Nadu feels unwinnable.
Still waiting for me to get back into the playing here.
Does he have Dark Red here?
I think he does, but I think he's Edgar has
All right, so Edgar troll swamp cycling the troll, gonna find an underground sea. Elliot gonna cast a Dothy Voidwalker. I think he's just looking for another land, and then seeing if he can Helm activate in 1 turn. But this is giving Edgar time to draw some blue cards for the Force of Will.
I think we are making noise as long as we're making noise.
All right, swing in for 3. Drop Edgar down to 16. Edgar gonna draw. What does he find? I think it was a Delta. Gonna play the underground. Oh no, found. Wow, there's a fatal push.
1 of 2 push.
Reanimate. Gonna take the Dothy Voidwalker. Not terrible.
Chat, how are we sounding?
Elliot gonna draw.
Okay.
Does he find a land? Finds the swamp.
Enough? Are we quiet enough? Where should we be?
So does Edgar have another blue card for the Force?
And also, are you on top of the volume? Are you enjoying links?
There's Ritual.
Of course, the pieces.
There's Helm.
Oh, looks like he's going.
He does. He has a Ponder.
Here's the force blue card.
Whoa.
What happened?
Woof.
Has to have it. He has it. Excellent.
Okay, so now Dothy Void. Wow! Can Edgar win?
Wait a second here. If he plays another Dothy.
So Edgar can find a land, cast Helm, and then activate Helm on the next turn?
Yes, he could.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
you have to have a second
Please let it
Voidwalker.
happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect right now.
Yep, we are good.
Wow, he finds the Polluta Delta!
Thank you.
Edgar has to read Helm of Obedience!
Like, get it done, but Gilly did.
Oh my god, that was a fantastic reanimate.
Yeah. That would be the spice. That would be the.
Oh my god.
of
The
group
patience to not use Ponder.
I
taking your helm
stole
back.
your helm. I
Sorry,
know
not the
you
patience,
helm
the
back.
discipline.
Yeah.
My
Against
goodness.
you.
Oh my
Right?
goodness.
Oh,
Like, I
man.
don't want it to happen for Elliot's sake.
This
but I
is
also
truly a
want it to
holy
happen
moly
for the
moment
sake of
indeed.
The stream.
The stream.
Oh, 100%.
The sake of the format.
100%. I agree. 100%. This is going to be, that's why he's like, okay. Because, again, he has to have another Voidwalker for it to do anything. So at this point.
Alright, Dothy swings in for 3. That can't be blocked. Down comes Polluta Delta, just gonna pass the turn. So if.
In Edgar's board, sideboard.
Oh,
so
wait, can he cast it for free?
Grief as well, right?
Oh no, he has to sacrifice the Voidwalker though.
Cast it
Aw,
for free,
man.
right? So this grief, yes, looking menacing.
Oh yeah, sorry, Steven mentioned that already. I was too lost in the sauce.
Yeah,
Casting
exactly.
that if
Make sure you
he
put it
wants
under a void counter.
to. And we'll kind of see where this.
Oh man, I got so excited.
Maybe he is just like.
Alright, here's Polluta Delta, gonna get cracked. Is this another Undercity sewer? Nope, it is
Oh, and there's the push.
Yeah, there's the push.
finding
Exile.
underground
Oh,
sea.
there we go.
That's gonna help
This
Revolt.
is definitely looking
Gonna
very,
get rid of the grief.
This is
very grim.
Oh, Edgar doing a ton of work under this ley line.
Grim monolith here.
Yeah.
While like his opening hand was Entomb.
And
Oh, he finds the enemy dead. He has to read it again.
I wouldn't do it. No, can't do it
No,
yet.
can't do it. You need another one.
All right, activate the Voidwalker.
Sack the Voidwalker.
Get home. Enemy dead. The Voidwalker. Holy.
No, oh my goodness.
No. Oh my god.
It's so toxic how this reanimate deck has removal. This deck is so toxic indeed. So that is Edgar taking it into, bro. I think we can finish the tournament in this one stream.
He's like, oh, I did this, right?
Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Too bad there's so much audio issues. I would have really liked to put that into like
Still your combo. Yeah.
an like a highlight reel. That would have been sick.
hits.
That would have been crazy.
Edgar is 5-0.
My God, that was
He can draw maybe into top.
that was a.
You play it out.
Honestly, I should draw.
Okay,
Be able to draw.
chat. I need help. What should I order for food?
There's a table 3, so it depends.
I'm hungry.
What else is going on here?
You know, I gotta say to our producer Ben, you gotta make a short of that or something,
Yeah,
right?
that was a perfect play.
Him just exiling Neil guys.
Yeah, that was
Elliot.
vicious.
Um,
I mean, that was like that
Dan's
was if
Dan, you're a funny guy.
I was playing Storm or something.
The
and I
Tiki
stole
Dan
the
himself.
Agony. That's what that looked like, you know, essentially.
My goodness.
Right?
Okay, we're gonna be hopping over to a
Got
Doomsday
2-0.
Oh, really? We should get Nadu?
Large meaty pizza. Oh, we have a backup match.
We are watching.
So this is Chris Swatolski up against Dom Harvey,
Why'd you take his
which
chair?
should say, you know, Nadu breakfast, but bird breakfast.
Ahead of us here. So,
We love alliteration, right?
Doomsday Pile versus Modern Horizons. Separated,
So
basically.
I believe these players
Dang.
are.
Chris is so brave.
We have,
Brought Doomsday into a field where like
who is this? Is this Dom?
Rescaminator was like the majority of the meta,
Switlaski?
according to MTGO.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
so Dom is on. It looks like a bug strategy. Oh, yeah, he is banned.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
push over Dom's cards. Move your flooded strand, boy.
So this is not sure exactly where we are, but that's all good. We are doing okay. So the Doomsday list.
Alright, yeah, so unfortunately, because this is the backup match, we don't really have a lot of the information, so I'm pretty sure that this is game 3.
The Doomsdays. He has 2 Thassa's Oracles. That's an important thing to keep in mind. Most were playing 1 in the day. He does have
Alright,
bonus
after
spoils
this
as well.
brainstorm,
So that
Doomsday
could
gonna resolve,
undermine your
goes down to 10 life. I
CPCD
always
score.
forget about that.
Again, it digs through the pile very fast if he spoils. The 1 ring as well too also helps with that. This is just a straight bug list.
I think a lot of people don't want to play the Scaminator mirror match. It's actually very skillful. Do you think Rescaminator mirror takes more skill than a Grixis? Oh, sorry, not a Grixis. Does Delver mirror or Rescaminator mirror take more skill?
Force Will, but I don't know if he has a blue card or anything like that.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Man, Chris is getting real good at making these piles. Really quick.
Maybe he's trying to play around here, right?
Yeah.
So
That's what we call dedication.
you know, Doomsday players, they can try to navigate depending on what's in their hand, what's in the library, right? And it seems like, you know, Dom's a very experienced player. He's counting maybe what is here, what isn't, right? Seeing if there's a Veil of Summer.
Dom reorganizing the deck.
What, 4? How many Veil of Summers?
There'd be 4 in the main.
Yeah, so seeing if that is in this pile here. Now, Doomsday, namesake, it's always kind of been...
Do you think that Wizards is ever crazy enough to build to print a Imperial Iron Wall into Magic? Imperial Iron Wall is a Yu-Gi-Oh card where it says cards cannot be removed from the game.
Doomsday, you're gonna of course just put 5 cards on, as your new deck. You're probably gonna have some number of Thassa's Oracle, Street Wraith, and Edge of Autumns.
So if you resolve something like Doomsday,
Again, if you're in the late,
you get to look at your deck, you pick 5 cards,
plow through your pile with
put it in any order,
something like that.
but then the rest of your deck cannot be exiled, so they're also, it just remains the rest of your deck.
As long as you have 2, you
Either
can
that or you just can't cast Doomsday,
or, X is 2 on the
because you can't complete it.
devotion level, right? Yeah, that's basically it.
Scaminator Mirror is a more complicated, because you think you have to be aware of what hits the yard. So complication doesn't equal skill, right?
sometimes you see Lion's Eye Diamond. Actually, there is one in the list here for Chris. So that would also power through the mana so that you can.
I guess it's debatable, right? Because in Delver, you're trying to your main fight is over the stack and the board,
And then you're able to.
whereas Rescaminator is
So in this case,
fighting over the hand and the graveyard.
Nomad and Delighted Halfling. Chris is at 4 cards in deck.
But it makes for more decision
We'll
making,
see if these
so it's
stackers
skill.
have Veil of Summer, right? We're not 100% sure what Devin Harvey saw.
Not if you're an ape.
Here.
I would just play cards. It'll work out.
So
He does.
he really
I didn't
can't.
even see that.
It's all good. Yeah, he really can't force a will.
All right.
He has 2 blue, or
Just game, probably.
I think he needs to play a pedal for the second blue.
Chris cycle Street Wraith.
Cavern on blue and Thassa's Oracle. Yep, that's the game for that one. Yeah, that was a pretty tight pile. So he basically
Okay.
went bottoms,
Maybe that was game 2.
Thassa's Oracle, or in the Cavern, I think.
Yeah, Cavern, I get. Wow.
Maybe it was game 1 actually.
That
Do we get a full game? There's no way.
Team bubble.
Was that game 1? Do we know if that was game 1? We're not
I don't
sure.
There's
know.
post-board
When you start
juke,
seeing the sideboard
where it's
and-
like, are you
and
boarding
rules,
out the fatty
I think
package
that
or
was game
not?
2. I'm gonna guess game 2 because.
Uh,
they're popping up just
Yeah.
yet.
what do you consider the fatty
also
package?
they are,
Do you consider Troll of Khazad-dûm part of the
maybe
fatty
some other
package?
pieces to side in, you know? We will
If
see.
you do,
So in
like
the,
I don't know, is it ever like a good idea to take out Troll of Khazad-dûm?
So
I think you can cut like some number of them, but they're also pseudo lands, right? The problem with Troll of Khazad-dûm in the mirror is like you can't just willy-nilly cycle it, right? You have to cycle it while you're going to reanimate it. So because all the reanimation spells are sorcery speed, you can't really operate on one land. And doesn't the Rescaminator deck, doesn't it play Wastelands?
You draw 4 for that particular instance, and then if you have Illusionist or
I'm not entirely sure.
Narcomoeba gets flipped or something, and you can just
Maybe that game that they just played is game 1.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
One's Turbo Doomsday essentially, and one is on the Nadu Breakfasty type plan. Now, I have a question for you, Will.
Yeah.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh my
Or the
goodness.
bird or the egg in this case?
In this case,
So it takes more thought.
it's gotta be
But
egg.
don't you think like this like a similar amount in like Delver mirrors?
So there you go.
You know, and now we see this Nado, this bird that, you know, we talked about it earlier as well, right? Modern. Top 8, right? We saw 6.
I don't know. What do you think is the hardest like mirror matchup?
And 4 of them being in the top 4 and then actually winning.
Like is the level of lands mirror matchup up there with like Rescaminator?
About that in Legacy, right? We have Force Will, we have Days, we have different pieces.
Because like while I was doing the commentary for Dom versus Boston, that was like that was like pretty intense.
Being put in this illusionist kind of secular breakfast, right?
Delver mirror, Delver mirror is just play dudes and pray that they live. Are you serious? No way.
Grief is more of the issue, but you know, maybe it will become more of an issue once Grief.
Actually, you might be right.
I think people are thinking Nadu is kind of.
It's like
oh no, here's Bean.
I play Delver. Do you Bowmaster? If you play Bowmaster, my Bowmaster beats your Bowmaster.
Sure, it can get plowed,
And now that we're blowing up creatures, I can dump more spells and lands in the graveyard than you can. So now my DRC's big and you can't Bowmaster it. But then, yeah, and then if you're winning the DRC, you're also most likely winning the Murktide. Okay. I don't know. I guess they're just different layers. They're onions.
There's lots of things for it, and I guess because it is
Magic is onions.
engine, we're like, oh, this is too powerful.
Magic the onioning.
Legacy, what isn't too powerful?
Exactly.
You know,
Doomsday, we just saw what happened.
Yeah, that's why. It can Doomsday can just beat
There's
Nadu
a lot of
without Nadu being in place. So
There's a lot of hand sculpting to see if you can find removal or
We'll see here,
dorks.
you know, and thanks for all those tuning in now and then later as well. If this turns into a VOD or onto YouTube.
But doesn't
tuning in, make sure to like and subscribe.
Rescaminator has like a very similar level of
Check us out
cantrips,
online.
right?
We have a ton of TCG
Maybe you're right.
cards,
Maybe Rescaminator
we have
is
2 locations.
the
We have
more
one in Newmarket here, and we have one in
complex.
Oakville, so definitely check us out. If you're not in the area, just do the best you can. Support us, follow us, and we
Like,
appreciate all of those.
Rescaminator is like definitely better than Delver, right?
And it seems like for our Doomsday play,
It's a similar game plan, but your starts can be much more explosive.
New Mulligan rule that changed many years ago.
It's either your starts can be much more explosive, or you can rip your opponent's hand to shreds that they just don't play the game.
Go. We'll see.
let's see what happens here.
Do Do you think Doomsday's trying to go as fast as possible? Kind of like what we were talking about in Pain.
These guys playing at lightning fast speeds. Windswept Heath into Tropical Island. Play Delighted Halfling. There is going to be Underground Sea. Use Chain of Vapor. Bounce the Delighted Halfling before it can generate mana. That's going to resolve. Dom Harvey going to draw for his turn. There's a Force of Negation in hand. Draws Nomad's Encore. Has Ponder. Force of Will. Going to cast that Ponder. Yeah, quite an aggressive Chain of Vapor. But what else are you going to use it on? I guess like you would target Nomads, I guess, but then you can just Nomads in response. Alright, draws a Flooded Strand. Gonna play the Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Chris going to draw for his turn. Down comes Polluted Delta. Here comes a Brainstorm. The perfect Brainstorm. The perfect storm.
You're trying to figure out all those intricate lines. What could they have? What do I have? How do I build that perfect
Puts
file
2
for
back.
it being
Does he
played?
shuffle them away? Does not shuffle them away.
It's like, draw, you have those 5 cards and you
Surprised Chains was boarded in. Yeah, maybe it's like... maybe he just sees it as like another source of like removal, but like on like it's a delay. Because he's trying to combo faster than Dom is.
I don't think it's as good, but
That's true. Maybe he has a bunch of dead cards and has nothing else.
I just play the same thing all the time, so I'm not 100% sure.
Alright, here's a Surveil from Dom Harvey. Going to...
do similar stuff that we can do in Vintage, we do in Legacy. Same kind of combos are kind of going on, right? So we been to Force
Well,
of Will.
bends the Force of Will.
Kind of showing as well that probably has a Force of Will, a Force of Will.
Yeah, like Dom can sit and play this like super comfortably, right? Because it's basically on Chris to win.
That's a precedent, right?
Like if Dom continues to play this game plan of just disrupting Doomsday, he'll eventually find an Adu. Or like Sufflet Breakfast or Nomads. I hate combo decks.
Be interesting to see. I find it quite interesting that he has a
Alright. The Flooded Strand. Immediately gonna crack it. So didn't like the 2 cards that he put on top.
I'm thinking that's for Thassa's Oracle because
So this is the most interesting is like, so at the end of the event, we did like a little player interview with Dom, and he was like really high on Memory's Journey. And I know that Breakfast players have been playing this for like in and out for quite a while.
And I think that's one thing we talked about earlier of Bowmaster.
It's pretty interesting.
We see it a lot in Legacy, but because in the Grief mirror matchups, right, we're seeing a bit less of it, right? We actually saw a lot of it.
I'm curious. Do you guys want me, like, if I do post the VOD, do you guys want me to separate, like, the deck interview, or the deck text and the player interview, and then post them as separate videos?
we're gonna find out.
Or is it
It's really good trick against Graveyard. It's good trick against Graveyard Hate, but it's also, like, good Graveyard Hate itself, right? Because you can... if like in a Rescaminator meta, if they try to revive their stuff, you can just Memory Journey their target.
Well, who knows, right?
Yeah, there's so many different things. So many different things. Okay, so we bins a.
What is the card that he just played?
Not sure what we drew.
What is that 1-mana spell?
He's really trying to set up the hand here right now.
I'm not sure what that is.
So basically, Dom's job is to counter Doomsday.
Pass, no land.
That's what he's basically focusing on.
Doesn't have triple black either, right? Like, yes, of course, you could have...
Is it a new spell? Or a
But
new
maybe
card?
doesn't have all the pieces in regards to going off just yet. Dominic Harvey, he's just, okay, sounds good. I get another turn.
I'm not gonna lie, it's really fun saying Dom Harvey.
Shields down. I feel like it's risky though still. What do you think?
His name is really fun to say.
Definitely, you have to be.
Kinda just rolls off the tongue.
At any time, your opponent can just cast Doomsday. So.
Oh, here's a Sufflet Illusionist.
This is.
Does Chris have an answer?
Win unless.
Tis the question.
This is an I don't think he has the instant speed win as well, right?
Abrupt Decay on the Nomads. Nice, nice, nice. I'm a big fan of Abrupt Decay now.
Never mind, that's a different one. I'm thinking of there's a modern list that can try to win on instant speed.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
What does Dom have?
Yeah, I mean.
I know he has Brainstorm, Force of Will, Force of Negation. What's the fourth card?
Illusionist, but he kills the Nomads with Abrupt Decay,
Nice.
which is good. There we go.
Split second.
Too much hand shuffling.
Do anything?
Essentially split second.
Alright, Chris drawing for turn after saving his own life.
Ain't gonna win.
Here is a
So here's
duress.
one of duress. That's a
Okie dokie. Here we go.
Spicy.
Show
Let's
him
see you're
what you
cooking with.
got.
What do you got? Fix the
Maybe.
chair, wipe the hands. What
Does he
has
have
got?
a brainstorm? He could try to hide some of the pieces, right? If he's
I think he does, yeah. But is it really? I mean, I guess it
Gonna
depends
brainstorm.
on how good his hand is. He does have 2 Force of Wills in there.
What is that third? What is the last card in Dom's hand?
2 Force of Wills, a Ponder.
That's what it's looking
Wait,
like.
did I name all of them? Ponder, brainstorm, force of negation, force of will. Oh, I named them all.
Right? He could always just try to pop off on the other
Where's
side,
the blood moon when you
right?
need it?
Try to
No
go
one
back.
ever needs a blood
Does
moon.
fight both Force of Wills, right?
Yep.
Actually, I need a blood moon when I play Dark Depths,
Not too
and
sure.
then I can.
Okay, what do we got? Come on, Dom, show
I
us.
can't besage you my own blood
Looks
moon.
like he's
Oh wait, Chris
responding to
actually.
this.
Yeah,
Dang.
he's going first.
All right, Chris going to fetch in response to the brainstorm.
There's no like fluster storm or anything from Chris's side that would.
Finds a bayou.
He's getting a bayou. It could be.
So the Doomsday mana base is kind of
I
like.
know what he's getting.
Oh,
Another Besage
excuse me.
Yeah, he would just be fetching. We're just like
Doomsday mana base is kind of like good old fashioned Ant,
decay.
but instead they play more Underground Seas instead of Volcanic
days.
Island.
Okay, that is aggressive.
Yeah, he's like, I'll make you tap.
Very
out.
curious. Why fetch?
Do you let this resolve?
He's paying.
Pays? Okay. What is this fight?
Loading a mana and dazing.
There's
it,
another
yeah.
daze.
Wow, he's like, just if you got it, you got
Wow, okay.
it. Okay, can I duress you finally? Yes, you can. Force a negation.
Dang.
Force a will. Ponder. Yeah.
What do you take here, Ponder?
I mean, you know what? You have to fight.
That was a
the
lot of
Summer.
resources.
Summer, you're solid. There's the veil.
Oh my
Off of
goodness.
the green from the trop. That's spicy as heck.
Is he gonna go off here?
I think he's gonna try to. I mean, he must have Dark Ritual Doomsday in his hand. There's no way he doesn't.
That's very interesting. Would you not, in the face of Force of Will, Force of Negation,
I think he
would
might
you not just
or maybe
keep
or
Veil?
thinking.
In the file? I don't know. Looks like they're chatting about something.
Yeah, not sure we're gonna figure it out here. No, because he did draw. He did draw a card from the Veil, which is fine because the opponent did cast a Brainstorm.
Yeah.
Just trying to check if we have enough mana.
Are they talking to a judge right now?
You just pass? You just passed.
He passed.
What?
Maybe I think he miscalced something.
Oof, finds a land off of the top.
Come on, get in there, fishy boy. Or
Is
So
he on?
Dom in a really good position to just kind of go off the top and kind of win.
Yes.
Get
But
in there. Okay, now
Okay,
he
so-
has.
because Chris still has to fight through.
So he lost the Veil.
Does that? Oh my God, Shuffle Illusionist has an ability that can target itself. I didn't even know that.
Prevent all combat damage that we dealt to and dealt by target creature. And because it was targeted, he mills 3.
Yeah, not attacking. He needs to activate that ability to target himself.
Humble.
He could do a slow burn into Thatched Oracle Dread Return.
Yeah.
Also hitting Narcomoebas off the top
Yeah.
for free bodies. Right?
Gotta pressure the life total though, right? Am I right?
Dom has available mana. He can hard cast Force, both Force of X,
Yeah,
negation or wills here.
this is a tight game. Oh yeah, because he knows
That's
about
the
those 2
daze.
cards. There's only one that's.
All right,
really
surveil.
Yeah.
Surveils the Misty Force into the graveyard.
Tuning in
Gonna
right
play
now,
Underground
if you're new,
Sea.
you know, to the stream here, enter the
Here
battlefield.
is Ponder.
Casting upon him. This is tough too because he knows that.
This is tough because even if Chris digs and finds Doomsday, he still has to fight through Force.
Unless the unknown card is another Veil.
3. Boom.
Okay, another
Just
Force
doing it.
gone.
He's doing it the slow way. Another illusionist. You just keep that in hand.
I mean, you might just to like pitch it to Force of Will at this point.
Yeah. You have double.
I think so too, right? Unless you're crazy and you want to put two illusions in the play for the heck of it. But I think keeping up for Force is fine.
All right,
Plays
Chris
land.
plays Chop and
Now, this
passes
is
turn.
a lot if
Wow, he's
Chris
given
plays a One Ring,
Dom a lot of
Dom
room.
to respond to that.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to play one land per
Yeah,
turn.
on that, yeah.
Man,
Either
it must suck to play one land per
Snare,
turn.
Something like a Null Rod from the sideboard, which I don't think is hard,
Oh, land players and Eldrazi players are cheaters.
It's tough to say if these guys are gonna
He has a
play
Cavern
game
of Souls.
Yep.
Name it. You're already dead. No, can't name that. That's a card.
Yeah, you're a name that you're already dead.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Is it
So,
MTGO?
Alright, 2 mana. Abrupt Decay on Illusionist. Gonna trigger the Illusionist.
very nice.
Mills, double Urza Saga Ponder. Illusionist dies.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. Wow, Chris just continuing to draw
Oh,
go.
he did. Okay, so I mean, he could cast. No, not
And
really a
both
point
players
cast
have
Oracle.
nothing much going on.
You could dread return. 'Cause I
There's a
think
Force of Will in
Sacrifice
Chris's
cost.
hands. I'm not sure what the other cards are.
He could dread return the.
Here's another Cephalid Illusion
I think.
from or Illusionist from
that's
Dom.
the
Dom gonna
interaction
play
versus what we sacrificed
Misty
this
Rainforest as
time.
well.
It's tricky in
Only
this
one
because he
unknown
has
card now.
Oracle, Force of Will, Force of Negation.
There's a bunch of
I don't
unknown
know
cards
why
from
I
Chris's
style-
side
Well,
though.
he could just go down the Beats line, right?
Yeah.
Instead of go
Is
down
this a
the
duress?
Oracle line, but I feel like that's just too risky against a Doomsday deck.
Yeah, you have
unless
to-
you really
No, this is
want
Doomsday.
I think you got to keep your counters up. And here's a hard
All right.
Doomsday, the good old-fashioned way.
So the question is,
making
does
it
he
look
force
like
now?
he has
A veil.
Veil.
Yeah, with Lotus Petal and Trop here.
Harvey pull the trigger here. We shall see. This will be
Here we
interesting.
go. This is going to be a.
Into the tank.
He still has a land drop, so he can still go for cavern
Does
plays.
he have?
So I think you force now, right?
Yeah. Do you let this resolve? I'm trying to see his hand right now, and it's just too hard.
He can hard cast Force of Negation.
A blue card. 2 blue cards. It looks like Force of Will. It's one of them.
Wonder what the other card in his hand is. If the other card in his hand is blue,
Let's see. I mean,
like
I mean,
there's no reason not to fire off the Force, right?
You're stressing us out.
Because then he can hard cast Force of Negation and then pitch blue spell for Force of Will, and have double counterspell.
Is that a mystic? No, that's just an island.
All right, fetches for an
I think
island.
he has Mystic Sanctuary.
He does
No,
not.
that
know.
would be
He just has the
wild to have
he
in
just
this
has
list.
the archive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's already done the one, so.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. Okay, hard cast Force of Will.
Oh, gonna hard cast the Force of Will.
Yeah, I think you gotta
Okay.
you gotta force your opponent.
There's a force.
Force.
Okay.
And yeah, here's
pitching.
Force pitching Thassa's Oracle.
So that's no Oracle win for Dom.
He
Okay.
can beat down.
So he actually forced a negation to Doomsday, just for the record,
Yeah.
in case I don't know.
Top
in case
deck's
you have
Flooded Strand.
mystical
So now Dom has no cards in hand. Oh, sorry. Dom has a Flooded Strand in hand. No unknown cards. Chris has one unknown
damage to
card.
him since. He's just been passing the turn.
He's gonna draw for his turn.
Why? Okay,
Gonna pass. Dom gonna activate Cephalid Illusionist. Mills, Memory's Journey, Force of Will, Haywire Mind.
Doss is gone, so it's just Narcomoebas at this point, which is fine. It's more clock, more of a clock.
Does he play more than one Oracle?
Knowing the law of this game, you probably
no.
have a lot of Narcomoebas.
Yeah,
He
watch.
plays
Yeah.
one Thassa's Oracle.
Mill 3, draw oh, here's
So I
a-
think the only way that Dom can win from here is probably
unless he drew a Shuko or something, because he does have 2 Shukos.
like
and
Nadu
no
beatdown.
match. Which way is the
I
target?
guess.
That card even right now. It's
I don't know how he gets it back.
I would say, yeah, about $30 Canadian, give or take. Yeah.
So here's
60-cent card,
Nadu.
basically.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know, crazy.
Even-
So now
Is there
this
another way
actually
for him
became
to
a
win?
funny- a fun, cool, quirky interaction. Whenever you target Illusionist,
He
you
has
draw
4 Nomads, 2
or choose to
Shuko,
mill
4
first.
Nadu, 4
Oh.
Illusionist,
get to
3
stack it
Narcomoeba,
Yeah.
1 Memory's
Which is
Journey,
actually
1
very
Dreader
interesting
Turn,
little,
1 Thassa's
little
Oracle,
thing
4
about it.
points
How do you
from
think about that?
Ponder,
I wonder if he's gonna play the,
4
Doomsday's
Swords,
just
4
hoping that he
Teferi,
mills
2
out
Teferi,
or
and
draws
3
out.
Delighted Halfling.
That's why I'm not sure why Dom is.
So I think he just wins by beatdown, right?
For the nod, for like to the mill, but maybe just to draw that nod.
Continue milling seems kind of odd.
At this point.
If he continues to mill,
Land just to even, not hiding any information. They're both.
yeah, I think the only reason to mill is to trigger Nadu.
How do you play this out? This is tricky.
I think now that you have Nadu, you can actually attack properly without milling, right? All Chris has to do is hop like a Doomsday.
All right, here is Polluted Delta.
Surrender Doomsday would be really solid right now.
Yeah, one of those two will definitely.
Chris, not much going on anymore.
Well, because now
Gonna
Chris
crack
is
the
15
Polluted
to
Delta.
14 life right now. He will.
This is the deck thinning motive.
From the Nadu.
Yep.
So he'll go to 11. 11, half 11 would be 5
Yep.
for the Doomsday.
5
So
down.
he has to.
Hedge
he has
maze.
two
Hella
turns-
deck thinning.
2 turns after a Doomsday to survive it.
Yeah.
Am I doing the math right? Am I doing the math right?
It's not looking 100%. I guess you could attack for 4, go to 10, go to 5.
Yeah, if he attacks with Illusionist too, it's two.
All right,
block
surveil.
Doomsdays. Okay, so
Bin's
he's not gonna
Cavern of
cast it,
Souls.
but
No longer
Doomsday
needed.
can get cards from the graveyard when you do cast it.
Yes.
So if he needs to put it back in his deck, he can always do that. That's the beauty of Doomsday too. Yeah, I'll just surveil and dump some stuff. Right? Yeah.
It's good.
It's interesting that he has the green blue. Oh, he has the blue black.
Curious.
Sorry, I missed that.
Curious.
Yeah,
Wait, did
he has
Dom mill before he had the Nadu? He milled and then drew Nadu and played Nadu, right?
again, you don't
Because
need
he
black
played
green
he
all
played
the
the
time.
Nadu.
Only for, like,
Whoa, Edge of Autumn cycle.
Edge of Autumn. Yeah,
Sack the hedge maze.
just trying to
Cast
draw-
ponder.
draw into something.
he's just edging.
Is he digging for another Doomsday?
We're pondering.
Show us the cards. Brainstorm.
Does he find another Doomsday? That's the question.
Sleeves.
Purple sleeves.
Shuffle it up.
Shuffle.
Random draw Doomsday.
Give me something spicy.
It's Doomsday time.
Come on, Doomsday off the top. Let's go bang.
And
All right. Well, what's gonna happen?
Doomsday.
Not a Doomsday. Ah.
okay,
All right, here's a mill.
here we go.
Target the Cephalid Illusionist.
We are.
land.
Okay, so he
Going to put a Misty Rainforest into the battlefield.
That's a pretty good mill, right?
Untap.
I think solid mill. I mean, Narcomoeba. Oh,
There's a Shuko.
whoa. Here we go. He's just gonna go insane.
All right, here's Shuko. So now what does he do?
With my own handwriting, I did
Come on.
this thing.
Quick, run over to the booth and go put the F6 on the table.
Yeah. We need the F6 sticker.
But if he doesn't so if he Doomsday, he goes to 7. Nadu, oh, that's game. Wait, but how does he win?
Proceeds to win?
What?
We missed that because we were playing with the fan over here.
Does Chris?
Double Dark Ritual.
I think he should have played it out no matter what. He saw that, like, even if
I'm gonna kill you, but
Dom plays 2 Thassa's Oracle, it doesn't necessarily mean that he wins. He only had 2 creatures in play. Like, he only had the Illusionist, and he only had...
Three of you are probably asleep right now.
He needed to win before the Nadu hit the table.
Thank you very much, and get your grandmothers to log into their Twitch account.
So, if he takes 4... Or how much damage is it? It's only 5 damage, right? Nadu's a 3/4, and then isn't Cephalid Illusionist a 1/1? So if he does that, he's taking 5, because if he equips Shuko, that's 1 point of damage. So that's 2 plus 3 is 5. Drops down to 9. Halves his life, goes to 4. Yeah, he would have been dead. Yeah. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Okay. Seems like there's still a lot of footage left. I don't know what round this is. I think this is round 4. I think we just finished round 4, round 5.
And wow,
Yeah, again, we have 1 round left, and then we.
What? No. What?
Oh, they're finding. Yeah, these guys are just finding out that it's a 7-round event.
Left. That was close. That scared us there. And then topic.
So yeah.
And we'll see
Okay.
what the meta looks like.
So there's 3 games left. There's round 5. Sorry, round 6.
Cut as in, like, the split,
Round
like,
7.
I know.
Sorry, yeah, 3 rounds, and then the semifinals or the
he will
quarterfinals.
always want to play. Other than that, depends who else.
Maybe I'll save those for
Again,
tomorrow.
On the line, so we have to worry about the points and who gets certain points. Now they may split
Yeah,
and play for points.
That'd be fun.
But again,
I think I'll save those for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be watching.
when it comes to some of these tournaments, they'll say, you know what, we don't care who gets the prize.
I don't know. I don't remember what the matchups are. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put the matchups in the title because Dom Harvey's name attracts attention. So that's gonna be the last game that we watch. Is Dom Harvey? I guess I'm spoiling stuff, but whatever. You guys should already know what the standings are. Dom Harvey versus Edgar is gonna be our last match that we're gonna watch. Okay, so I'm gonna go eat dinner. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those 3 to 4 games. I'm not even sure how many we watched. I think we watched 3. We went through them really quick. That Banadu game was a little longer than the normal ones. But yeah, we did a little bit of a shorter stream today, but I think it's fine. Alrighty, thanks everybody for stopping by. I guess I'll just do this really quick and mute that. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Another reminder, August 10th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live streaming the Legacy of the North Summer Invitational. You can find that at twitch.tv/ETB Canada or youtube.com/@LazyMTG. Hope to see you guys all there. Bye. Bye. Ho, ho, ho.